Yo, what is up, my gamers in Christ? How are we doing today? Welcome in. I hope everybody is doing well. Today we are going to be doing our first episode of the Rage and Resist podcast. That's a podcast I do with my fellow content creators and fellow community member me Rootsie. So we'll be getting into that today. Very excited, actually. Very excited. I have some Democrats I want to show off today, and we'll be talking about the news and stuff like that. And that will probably begin here in about 5 minutes, guys. Until then, I'm just chilling with you gamers. I'm very excited, I won't lie. This has been in the works for a while. So get excited. I'm just waiting for Morrowind to load right now because I don't imagine I'll be... Well, I might be pulling up some links here and there. And I'm gonna have to do the, my absolute best to ignore the Trumpers in chat. It's gonna be hard, but I'm just gonna have to ignore them and press forward in the podcast. I'm very excited, actually. I had some things come up last night, and I was afraid I wouldn't be able to prepare for it, but luckily, the ordeal that I had gotten myself into ended up, everything went right. So we're here and we're excited. We really are. I'm just booting up Morrowind right now, and then we'll probably go into the Cord. Discord. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm still here. It's been a while. You know, it's probably been a few days since I played Morrowind last. Let me uncover the box for you guys. I'll be getting a new Yu-Gi-Oh card here soon, by the way, so don't worry about that. I know you guys are getting tired of Red Eyes Black Dragon and Red Eyes Metal Black Dragon, and I understand that. Well, I think it's a classic. One of Joey's original cards that he won. I know we need to get a new one there. Might be Dark Magician. Big Dark Magician fan. Okay, big Dark Magician fan. That looks good. Now let me get Brave up in here. By the way, if you guys are new to the channel, we'll be starting a podcast here in about 3 minutes now. I host it with my good friends Mina and Mirutsi, and we're going to be talking all about liberal politics. So if that interests you, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me get the chat updated. Looking good, looking beautiful. Hey, what's up, Bill? How are we doing today? Glad you got to be here for the beginning of Rage and Resist FM. Now, I'm the only one that calls it FM. I just think it sounds cooler. Anyways, without further ado, I'd say we could probably get into it. I'm trying to think what I'm gonna say at the beginning. Oh well, we'll figure it out later. Alright, unmuting myself in Discord.
Now we have chat.
Hello, gamers.
Hello.
Ahoy.
Welcome to the Rage and Resist podcast. How are we doing, guys? I think we've already asked that, but that's alright.
Yeah.
Alright, well, to begin with, I mean, just general news. This will be a podcast every Monday, we hope, from 12 p.m. to 1 or 3 p.m., where we talk about liberal news and politic and stuff like that. So, I think that
God
gets
willing.
God willing, right? God willing. There's been a lot of stuff happening in the lib space recently. But I think we should start with some general news, like the Epstein files. Have you guys seen any? How do you guys feel about that right now?
um,
I think I'm the only person on the planet who doesn't give a fuck. Like, I'm just so not shocked by anything in it. Like, there is, I've said this before, there's like 3 people that could like truly surprise me if they're in there, and everybody else, I'm just like, yeah, that tracks. Like,
Well,
yeah, that's about right.
I find it so weird that the right wing just continues to not talk about it. It's very strange. Like Fox News wasn't even talking about that. Was barely mentioned it.
right?
So
Of course they didn't. I mean, what are they gonna say? Like, yeah, our people are in there.
that's a
Like,
good point. That's a good point. Here, I'm getting the AP article up for everyone, so we can talk about the updates and fun stuff like that. Did you guys see the story about Donald Trump apparently measuring some girl's area with his fingers and stuff like that? Did you guys see that story?
no, nor did I
No
ever
way,
want to.
really. Yeah,
Did I need the details? Like, do I
well, I
need those
mean that
level of
well, I
detail?
mean it was a good, how else am I supposed to display this information? It's very messed up. It's very messed up.
My brother-in-law bought me like a joke Christmas gift, and it was Trump toilet paper, and I refused to like use it because it has pictures of his face on it, and I don't want his
Jesus.
face like even that close. Like, I don't even want pictures of his face that close.
I'm
I'm
pretty sure
just like,
you have
bringing
to
up
call the CDC for one of those bad girls.
right? I'm just like, oh God, no.
Well, with they're saying this is like the final drop is what they're saying. And I think that's kind of, I mean, presumptuous, right? Like there's got to be way more.
Well,
Uh, yeah,
there,
I mean,
there surely is way more, but then again, like
Excuse
at
me.
the end of the day, nobody's getting indicted,
no,
and
nothing's coming.
Well,
Epstein is already dead. You
that's
have
true.
you have Ghislaine Maxwell already in prison, I assume.
I'm surprised they
Uh,
haven't pardoned her yet. I'm really expecting that pardon to happen and the Puff Daddy pardon to happen.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I
yeah,
totally see Trump pardoning Puff Daddy. You joking? Him and Diddy
Yeah.
are home dogs. But sorry, I'm taking some
yeah,
sips of water. But
it's
go
all
ahead.
around a fucked up situation. Personally, I would wish everybody to get either put behind bars or worse. Uh,
So bad
Oh
for
yeah.
Steamy.
but
I want them all
uh,
to die.
Well,
listen,
Trump may be going through his own torture right now. Have you seen that man's hands? The size of baseballs. They're not looking good.
Right? Hopefully, fingers crossed, he goes out like Elvis, fat, sweaty, and on the toilet.
Well, I would
lovely.
never, ask for the death of any American, but I will say
That's
that
not, yeah, I mean, natural
I've got
causes. You can't,
streamers. I've got
yeah,
streamers, you know what I'm
it's
saying?
natural causes. Shit happens.
Exactly. Eggs
Ah, yes,
Benedict. There was
certainly.
something interesting, something else I wanted to touch on, and I kind of disagree with you guys that nothing will come from the Epstein files because, well, right now that's almost a given because Trump is a corrupt loser and he's definitely in the files in a large way. I could totally see a Democratic administration coming in and putting some indictments on these people. I mean,
Nah.
we've got pretty good evidence that some of these people have been engaged in these predilections.
I just feel like I don't feel like anyone should be surprised. I feel like they've had this information for a decade. And I mean, when did Jeffrey Epstein go to jail? 2018?
2019 when Trump was in charge.
2019? So they were probably investigating him for a while before that, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too black-pilled, but I honestly, I don't ever see anything. Like, it's just so par for the course. Like, I don't see anything changing there.
Oh, I don't know. It depends on if it's still in like the relevance when 2028 comes around, which I kind of feel it will because the way they've done this is just drip feed it so it stays in the public consciousness. And so I don't know. I mean, the Epstein files were a turning point for a lot of MAGA to be like, "Oh, I can't support this guy anymore." And
I don't even see that. I
I
don't.
don't know. I mean, I've seen a good amount of like people be like, "Oh, well, I don't agree with what he's doing with the Epstein files, but I do like that he's deporting fucking families." I'm a big fan of that, actually.
I could miss me with the pedophilia, but the rest of the awful things.
Yeah, the rest of the absolute horrors this fucking administration has unleashed upon us. Yeah. Well, I do I see a potential of people getting indicted with the Epstein files. I really do. But I mean, if we wanted to talk about something else, if we're not really feeling the files, we also have the government shutdown that's going on right now.
I hope they don't
So,
crack.
uh, I don't think they will this time. Last
Well,
time,
Yeah.
well, last time I mean, we got kind of what we wanted. We got a vote on the ACA subsidies and uh I think the first government shutdown was really good to establish the Democratic Party as the party that's fighting for your health care and affordability. And I think we won that battle. I don't think anybody looks at a Republican and says, "Oh, this guy he wants my life to be
I think we
meaningful."
had already like. Does that even matter? Does it even matter? Like, it's been just so self-evident that Republicans don't care about healthcare for the past 20 years, right? Almost 20
That's true.
years.
Well, they keep saying they're gonna fix it, and then they never do. They got
Right.
concepts of a plan, famously.
Concepts of a plan. That's what I like. I like that's why I'm just black pilled because it's like, I mean, people already all knew this. They just don't actually like they care in their heads, they just don't care in their hearts.
I could see what you mean.
I just,
Go on.
I personally, I, okay, is, here's my issue, right? You have, well, depending on what kind of shutdown it's gonna be, but, you're gonna have a bunch of people basically fucked that are employed by the government, and the question is it worth it to fuck over these people? Because historically, in in Trump admins,
Hmm.
the shutdowns have been really fucking long, right?
Mhm,
In
mhm.
comparison to other shutdowns. And every time I'm like thinking, damn, these people are gonna fucking die eventually. Like if they don't get food stamps, if they don't get their social
Yeah.
social security and stuff like that, right?
So
I'm
that
just
won't
like,
be affected. People will still get their Social Security. I'm not sure about food stamps. People still get their Social Security
well,
because
there was
Oh,
it's
this whole issue, wasn't there, last time
so
around?
there's never a complete government shutdown. Like certain essential services are funded regardless of the shutdown. I believe Social Security is one of them. I could be wrong, but I'm 90% sure I'm not wrong.
Maybe
on that.
maybe they changed that.
Yeah, so like it depends on what you can like what is considered an essential service.
Hmm.
I don't
Like
think
when this happens, like half of our contracts that we own have to stop work, but then like a good portion of them continue working because they're considered like essential. So I don't feel like the average American is going to get hit crazy extremely hard by this. The people that work for the government might, right?
Yeah.
As they have in the past. Myself included, before anybody gets on my ass about like, oh, would you let it happen to you? Like it does happen to me almost every time. Um,
and that's why we love me Rootsy. She does amazing work for the government.
and that is all you will ever know about me.
Amen. Amen. She does amazing work for the government, ladies and gentlemen.
Like I said, it depends, and yes, I'm willing to take the hit myself. But I think because this one is to stop the ICE funding, right? So I feel
Yeah.
like certain causes are worth it, and this is one of those causes. This isn't just like we don't want more tax cuts for wealthy people. It's like we want to stop the crazy people murdering citizens in the street and illegally deporting people, and I think that that's an okay thing
Yeah.
to shut
I
the government down for.
I totally agree. Like, I think this is a fight that's like this is a fight we have to fight because we can't just allow the government to basically kill two people and then act like, it was their fault. Victim blame them. I
And
feel
it's
like
not
it's
just the
very.
two people they killed. It's like all of the people they're illegally deporting, right? Like the
Oh
two
yeah,
people they killed are just kind of, oh, son of a bitch, there goes my other computer. Sorry.
that's all right.
It's the two people they killed that are just kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back.
Oh yeah, and I mean
It's
there
still,
has
even
been.
without the two innocent people murdered in the street, I still think that the moral calculus on this would be like, yeah, we can shut the government down for this one.
Yeah, and I think I've seen a lot of reports of people who are here undocumented dying in ICE facilities, and you rarely hear
Yeah.
about those, but
I mean,
there's been a large
I
amount
think
of
you
just.
mostly hear about like when children get deported.
Yeah.
That's like the
Oh yeah,
main issue. Like
that's like the
that,
evil.
and like if people travel to the US and then get put into a facility because I don't know, border control agents think like, oh, these people are like a risk or whatever the fuck. Like
Mhm.
those, I think it's been like maybe a dozen people or so from like the EU that got forced to sit in a fucking detention center.
Oh yeah, it's
Mhm.
happened a couple times. I remember the person from there was somebody from Norway who had been detained.
There's been a couple from Germany as well. So,
You gotta double check the Germans.
That's great. Like, I did not see somebody from Norway getting detained. That was not on my 2026 bingo
Yeah.
card.
Yeah, I remember.
I mean, Norway
it
is
was a
not
big
in the
story.
EU, but
I mean, just bringing in like demographics alone would make me believe that's weird that someone from Norway got.
also, what the fuck with the fucking South African refugees?
Oh jeez, that was the cringiest like white person virtue signal I've ever seen in my life.
That was horrible.
There wasn't actually a genocide happening to white people, was there?
No,
No.
not at all.
No.
I think so. I feel like I would have heard about that, it's not every day a genocide happens, so.
Right? That and Nicki Minaj has gone full MAGA too. It was
Yeah.
like QAnon posting on Twitter today after the whole like Nigerian Christian genocide UN speech she gave.
To be fair, hold on. She has been that pipeline for a while. I feel like
it started with the
to
COVID,
see that from
right?
a mile away because like she mentioned like she does like these little weird. Well, first it was the fucking vaccine shit with her cousin's balls blowing up or some shit.
Wait, what? I haven't heard her cousin's balls blew up?
You missed
Yeah.
that? Oh, that was an amazing pop culture moment where she posted like my cousin's friend's testicle like exploded like to twice the size of his other testicle after he got the vaccine, and everyone was like,
Cancer.
"That's not a thing." Like he probably has testicular cancer,
I was
but
about to
not from the
say.
vaccine.
He's probably got cancer, dude. You should get that. You should
Right?
get on top of that.
Like you should probably get that checked out, but not vaccine related.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless he
I
got the
had.
vaccine into his balls. Like,
He may
Right?
have, you know. He may
They're like
have.
right or
Like a
left,
little
and he like thought
boost.
they meant testicle instead of arm. Like what the fuck?
Oh, you meant my arm. Okay.
Right?
Well, we're still prepared, so might as well go with the procedure. Um, Back on the government shutdown. So I've heard this is just a partial government shutdown, and I'm not exactly sure what that means.
I mean,
Would
some
you?
shit's gonna stay open.
Okay, got you. Got you.
Yeah.
I had a feeling. I had a feeling, but also I believe the Democrats got a deal with the administration that SNAP funding can no longer like be cut. I don't know if that has to do with funding just throughout the entire year or just
I have
during
no
the
idea.
government
I would have to look at the
shutdown.
appropriation bill. I'm not reading that shit right now.
Oh, I got
Um,
you.
yeah, no, that one I don't know the answer to that one off the top of my head.
Because I remember, back in the shutdown, Trump was just like cutting services, not allowing people to get food.
Mhm.
And so that was a big fight during that time. And I remember the Democrats had gotten them to sign a bill that would essentially prevent the cutting of SNAP benefits and stuff like that. I'll have to look into it, but
I think they still cut them though, didn't they? I know they cut Medicare and Medicaid.
huh. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time Trump has reneged on his promise.
All right.
But so are we in agreement that the government shutdown is good or
I
bad?
am. I'm fine with it. Yes.
I'm not an American, right? I'm like the
Mhm.
only non-American here.
I
If the government in Germany shut down the same way it did in the US, I would probably get fucked. Like, genuinely. So I understand the point of view of people that that depend on social services and stuff like that. Thankfully, my government doesn't do these things
You guys have a good
in
government
a
in
way.
Germany out there.
Right? You would miss it more in Germany because your government does shit. Ours
Yeah.
hasn't done anything for
Yeah, it's
years.
like
Yeah.
we don't even notice when the government shuts down because it's like they don't fucking do shit. But they actually do a lot. But in Germany, they actually
Yeah,
help their people and
like
me-
I
go on.
I would actually get so screwed over if there was government shutdowns over here, especially like the type of like at the frequency it does in the US. I would get so fucking pissed being somebody that relies on like social services. Um, I understand if people are like pissed at the government for shutting down. Um, but I also understand like that things can't go the way they have been going.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
I just wish I just wish um the states would do more than they're doing in a way. Like
Yeah,
Some of them,
that makes
there's some
sense.
states that do things and
like Maryland
refuse
is an
better.
amazing, like Maryland is an amazing state. It's so effective. Like it's very expensive to live here, don't get me wrong, but like it's very effective. Like all of its like attorney general programs and like our infrastructure, all that shit is really amazing. But the states have kind of the same, like the state governments are structured like very similar to the federal government and also kind of get into the same problem where they just also don't work depending on what
Mm,
state you're in terms of like bipartisan or partisanship and stuff.
think
So some of
that's
them are
the
better
number
than
one.
others, but yeah.
That's the number one issue is these partisan hacks get in there, and that's why our
Hmm.
government doesn't efficiently run. It's not,
Hmm.
in my opinion, anything to do with like the system. I think the system's good.
It could
Uh,
work, just the people
but
in it.
things like the filibuster and gerrymandering just completely get rid
Mhm.
of any ideas of good representation. But I will note that we don't, we may shut down pretty often, but
Every 6 months.
we didn't have a single shutdown under President Big Dick Biden. So
No, we didn't.
put that in your
Yeah.
pipe and smoke it, Republicans.
Yeah,
They're
I mean, I am very hopeful for the midterms. Like so far, like didn't today I saw like a screenshot or something from there was like a state house election or something like that in Minnesota,
Mhm.
and it was apparently like a conservative district,
Mhm.
and wait, I need to like search it.
No, you're good.
Hold up.
I actually have a similar somebody in
Yeah.
Texas won a state, I believe it was state house seat. And he was in a deep red district. And he beat the other person by very
Yeah.
large margins. So
Hold on. Let me tell you the margins for this district. State House District 64A, special election. Democratic Representative Meg Luger Nikolai votes 5,557. Republican Representative Dan Walsh votes 254. The
Damn.
margin
that is
the margin
insane.
is 95.3% for the Democrats.
Nice. What state was
Yeah.
that? Do you know?
Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
that
yeah,
that
and
So
no, I
yeah,
mean
it's
those are huge
it's
margins right
insane.
there.
Yeah, it's
Even
fucking
for
nuts.
a smaller city, or not smaller, but a more blue place, that those are huge margins.
Mhm.
Yeah, but apparently
Um,
this is a conservative district normally. So like clearly the Minnesotans are fucking fed up, and I completely
Yeah,
understand.
yeah, that I get.
oh, definitely. I totally understand why somebody in Minnesota might not want to vote for a Republican right now.
Or ever
Yeah.
again.
Yeah,
That's too
probably. I
smart.
mean, this casus belli of going in to try to clean up criminals and stuff, it doesn't make any sense because the entire nation is experiencing like a 30-year low in crime. And
Yeah, it
so,
doesn't matter.
yeah,
Facts don't matter to these people. It's how they feel.
I
on my
just like I'm not sure how long Trump is gonna fucking survive in office. And afterwards, like not just even like the midterms are looking good. Uh
I'm
and
not gonna lie, Mina, that sounded so ominous. You're like,
eh,
I'm not sure how long he's gonna last, in office.
yeah, but like he's clearly
You know
like
something we should
on
know?
he literally every day every time I see him on fucking live TV, he looks like he's on his last leg. Like he looks like he's dying.
I just
I mean,
remember the
He looks
picture.
I
he
hope
looks like he needs to be in hospice care. Okay?
I remember during the 9/11 memorial, he looked like Darth Sidious, dude. He straight up looked like Darth Sidious. I was shocked. I was like, is this man about to order the destruction of my planet? Come on now.
oh,
But I brought up the Texas person here. Taylor Remmett is the person that won the red Texas district in a victory that stuns Republican Party. I don't see the margins here, but this was he was going against a candidate that Trump himself endorsed.
mm.
And this was in a deep, Texas, deep red state.
Is that against
And,
Wompscans or whatever?
Yes,
Whatever the name is.
Womskins. What is her name, dude?
Wait,
I was
what?
like,
Oh, you
What
gotta
no,
see
like
the.
I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Like Gans means goose in German. I'm just like, what is it? Womps goose.
Womsagans. There you go.
Wait. Are you putting it in the
Insane
side
name.
chat? What are you? What is it?
Oh,
What is
yeah.
her name?
Yeah, I got you. Don't worry
I have
about
no
it.
idea who this lady is.
Leah Womskin. How do you say that name?
It's
That's
making
not
me,
her.
I don't know, but it's making me think of like the Wampus cat myth, like the quote unquote like cryptid that's supposed to like live in the swamp and eat little kids. Is that only an Alabama thing? I don't know. It's
Oh,
called
is
like,
that the? I heard there.
yeah, like don't go out at
Oh,
night, the Wampus cat is gonna get you type thing. Wamsgans. Wamsgans?
For
Wamsgans?
some
Yeah, I have
reason, I
no
can't
idea.
read the chat in this PC.
Oh,
Probably
you're
because of
good.
permissions.
Oh, I
But
will put you. I'll do it in the. I'll put it in the stream suggestions. Just her name. But one of my chatters said it was a solid 20-point shift in the district. So
yeah.
that's huge, dude.
That's good. That's good news. That's good news.
Yeah.
Take it with
Yeah,
a grain of salt because it's yeah. Like
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you're gonna.
polling has been very wrong for like a decade now. And even if we do win everything, even if we win it big, they're not going to accept that. They're like
Well, yeah,
just
they're
like they
not.
didn't accept it in
Yeah.
2020. Like there
That's
is
true.
no way they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, no, we lost." Yeah, that's not happening. It's going to be a very rocky year. Like and then yeah, don't take anything
So
for granted and don't assume even if we win that it's going to end up in our favor.
I definitely think they're gonna try to fuck with the election, but I just think it's gonna be too big to rig. They're definitely gonna try, but
They're not going to rig
But
it.
the
They're just
elections,
going
but the
to
elections are
describe
made by the
it all.
state, no? Like they have.
Yeah, no,
They
they're
have.
not gonna, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. They're not going to rig it. I don't think that you can actually like outside of gerrymandering, I don't think you can actually rig an American election.
yeah,
They're going to just deny reality, just like we saw in 2020. They're just going to be like, no, they didn't win, we won. Like, and it's not like they need good lies or good evidence. They just say it. They say it with confidence, and then all of the MAGA retards believe it, and then you see the storming of the Capitol. Like, I have no reason to believe it's not going to go down just like the 2020 presidential election went down, because that's what happens when they lose. I mean, they just
I will
lie.
say that the Trump from 2020 is much different than this Trump right now. He wasn't implied to be in the Epstein files at that point. He hadn't put up a giant trade wall with the entire world.
Yes, but the people who are willing to do the crazy January 6th shit are not the people that are going to care about the Epstein files. They're the 38% of his base that's never going to fucking leave him because it's a cult. It's a cult.
I'll give you that. But hey, I believe I can convince anybody given enough time. Good arguments. But I think the elections, I think they are going to try and rig it. Not rig it in that sense. They're going to
They'll try to
deny
suppress.
it. Yeah, they're going to deny
They'll
it.
try to
But
suppress turnout. They'll try to intimidate people out of going. They'll do everything they can to make it as hard as possible for people to vote. And then if it still doesn't go their way, they're gonna deny it.
I just don't believe he's gonna be alive for the next election.
I mean, fingers crossed, right? That's sweating on the toilet, like Elvis Presley. Natural causes only, guys. Natural causes only. But
we
yeah,
remember what everybody was saying about Biden. He just beat cancer, so.
Right. I want people to strap in. I want people to strap in because it's not.
Yeah, but this dude literally eats McDonald's every day. He takes excessive doses of aspirin, like
yes, but
way more than you should.
The evil ones always live the longest.
I know, like,
but the evil ones, aren't
right?
fucking stupid.
Never die.
Maybe the sodium in the burgers and fries is what's keeping them preserved.
Right? It's like pickling him. I don't
Don't you
know.
remember? Don't you remember that like he literally threw his nuggies and ketchup at the wall in the Oval Office after the insurrection
Yeah.
didn't work out?
Like,
Like,
I can't believe he puts ketchup on his nuggies. That's evil.
God damn it!
Right? Like if I've seen if the pedophilia and the felonies and the fascism weren't enough, isn't ketchup on nuggies just like a step too far for some of you people? Like, what are you
They
doing?
provide a sauce. They provide you with a variety of sauces. Okay,
Right?
yeah,
Just
you
like the
got
well done
honey
steak.
mustard, spicy mustard, one of my personal favorites. You got buffalo chicken, and then you decide to go with ketchup. I mean,
Right? Also, who the fuck eats their steak well done? Like, geez, why are you even eating a steak at that point in time? Like,
don't you?
you're
Do you guys
killing.
I like
remember
the
that
carbony
picture
things.
in the private jet, or was it the private jet or the Air Force One, where Trump and RFK RFK
We're all
looked like he
eating
was about to
McDonald's,
die eating the
right?
fucking burger.
I mean, as someone who has met the man face to face, he looks like he's about to die, even when he's not about to eat a plate of McDonald's. He just looks like he's about to die. The man's eyes don't move, his eyeballs don't move. He has someone that makes facial expressions for him. It's
Yeah,
very,
Oh,
okay.
dude,
very
he
black. It's
is.
very
So he's
North
just a
Korean Black
reptilian.
Mirror. Like if there was an episode of North Korea set in Black Mirror, that's what he's like.
I just hate how stiff he is. Like, dude, have you ever heard of stretching?
He doesn't like, yeah. And he doesn't move, like his head doesn't turn. Like he would turn his entire body to like look at you instead of just
Damn,
his
he needs
head.
to see he needs to see a chiropractor.
And then like
See, I
he had this poor assistant sitting next to him who was just like overzealous in his like facial expressions. It was like watching like a bad theater kid in high school. And I was like, are you just like paid to make his facial expressions for him? I don't understand what's happening right now.
dude,
And why
RFK
don't
is
his eyeballs move? Are you like, is this like a Weekend at Bernie's thing where you're like puppeteering him? It was all so fucking bizarre.
dude, he really is the one like he's the if there was a movie making fun of America, that would be the guy right there. You know, like his
Right?
job is to be HHS head.
And he
Meanwhile,
is the
he's
least
bathing in
healthiest person.
toxic sewage.
Right? He's he is it was so I can't I wish I could have filmed it. And like when you walk in, like it's like when you walk into HHS, it's this super like brutalist architecture. So it's like very gray and cold and like, you know, post World War II, like everything is bleak. And
Yeah.
he has these like inhumanly blue eyes that don't like they don't move. And then like normally when you used to walk into a government agency, it would be like one photo of the president, like his official portrait, and then the vice president below that, and like the secretary of the agency, like, you know, like so it's like a little triangle. But this time it was every 10 feet, it was that same close-up of Trump's like mean mug, and it felt very Scooby-Doo. Like
Oh,
the eyes
dude.
were following you. Like, are there microphones in there? Are they like hearing me whisper like to my boss, like how fucking crazy this all is? And like none of the like personnel staff want to make eye contact with you, like the security staff and like the lunch staff, like everybody's just like looking down, like they don't know who's watching. It was surreal,
They
crazy surreal.
know.
That sounds
They
really
know what's
dystopian.
coming.
It was so dystopian. I was like, Jesus Christ, get me out of here.
It sounds
Yeah.
like a Fallout dungeon or something.
It really, yeah, like
My
Black Mirror,
my
bizarre.
mod Bill Clockwell wants me to ask you, Rootsy, how you feel about Ken Paxton saying Texas would have flipped blue if it wasn't for me purging the voter rolls.
Um, I mean, he can brag about that all he wants, but like the pipe dream that Texas is gonna flip blue anytime in the next decade it's a pipe dream. It doesn't like it's so gerrymandered to all hell that it's going to take like an entire like generation of demographic shifts.
Do you think we'll get an independent council? Do you think for the gerrymandering issue?
No.
My stream makes fun of me for it because I do bring it up a lot, but I really
You're
do feel like it's like the number one issue destroying our, like, hurting our democracy right now, and it's
It
so
is.
obvious.
It's one of the worst. It's definitely one of the worst. I love how you're like, I believe in all of these hopeful things. And I'm like, no, we're all gonna die.
Well, that's the
There is no hope. Give up
there.
hope. We're all gonna
Don't worry.
die.
I exude hope, and I hope it
Right?
turns out to be true. You know. What's up, Austin? Um. Anyways, so
Should we move on to the to Mirutsi's topic?
yeah, we can move on to Marutzi's topic.
Ooh, so I can piss some people off.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
All right. My topic is, and I'm going to give you a list of my points on why this is my position, and people are free to argue with me all they want, but I am comfortable in my motor calculus here. So we watched the in-church protest in Minnesota that ended up getting Don Lemon arrested.
Yep.
And I am here to argue that that protest was fucking based. That it is
Okay.
the standard for civil disobedience. So civil disobedience necessitates a breaking of the law, right? Like mostly a peaceful breaking of the law. So these people went into the church and they shouted, you know, like ICE out now because, and this is a fact, one of the pastors of that church is the director of an ICE field office in Minnesota. So outside of believing in disobedience and civil disobedience, I think it is effective, right? I think it is an effective form of protest. I think that we have tried peaceful protests without civil disobedience. They did not work. The reason I'm saying this is effective is because we are talking about it. I think if they had just stood outside of the church, none of us would be talking about it. We wouldn't even know about it, right? My second point is I am not personally religious. I am more agnostic, but those people claim to be very religious. And I like the fact that they went into that church where they preached the gospel of Jesus, the gospel of love thy neighbor, take care of thy neighbor, be merciful. And they confronted their hypocrisy head on in the face of their God, in the face of their communities. I do not want these people to be comfortable anywhere because these people are fascists. My next point, we did not politicize this church. They have politicized their churches. They have used that church specifically, because that was a Southern Baptist church, they have used that church for hundreds of years. They have used it to justify slavery. They have used it to justify segregation. They have used it to justify stripping LGBTQ people of rights. They have used it most recently to strip women of their reproductive rights. They have used it as a cudgel and politicized it all to hell to strip people in this country of their basic human rights. So they politicized their church. We are meeting them at the battlefield that they chose. They chose to make their church a political battlefield. We met it on them. Finally, after years of respecting it, right?
Yeah.
The other thing, so people are always like, well, would you be okay if they did this at a synagogue or a temple or any other type of church? And I say yes. Yes, if the leader of that church is a fucking director of an ICE field office, yes, I would be fine with that. But never in the history of civil disobedience and peaceful protest and standing up for what's right have we ever used the standard of, well, what happens if bad guys use this method for unjust causes to stop us from using these methods for just causes? That cannot be part of the calculus. Bad people are always going to do bad things. They're always going to weaponize forms of protest to do bad things. We measure those on a case-by-case basis. And this cause right now is absolutely essential. It is within my moral confines. And this is not, for me, this is not no longer political. It's no longer legal. This is moral. And it is within my moral confines to say it is okay to shout in a church if it means that I stop the illegal deportations, the rounding up of people, the shipping them to God knows where. We don't even know where half of these people are going. They're killing innocent people in the streets. They're doing this as an attempt to overthrow our democracy. They have indicted multiple parties for quote unquote bullshit reasons. People like James Comey, Letitia James, they're going after Jack Smith. The Department of Defense just opened an investigation on Senator Mark Kelly. They're shutting down free speech. Don Lemon, Jimmy Kimmel. They are doing all of this shit. So I think if there was ever a time to say it's okay to shout in a church, this is one of those times. Because if not when,
Mhm.
and this is my honest question, and then I will get off of my soapbox and I will open it up to other people. If not now, when? Because, and this is the question I've been asking a whole lot of people. It's an honest question that I want honest answers to. If we don't stop them now, what comes next? What do you think the next step is?
I think
So,
I
yeah, I think it's okay to shout in a church under these circumstances.
yeah, I think it's personally fine. The arresting of Don Lemon is absolutely fucking insane because he was just there to
Mhm.
document it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so the fact that the administration is going at it really is just a blatant like violation of our First Amendment, you know?
Mhm. I mean, what did they just do? They just subpoenaed what, the voter rolls in Georgia?
Yeah, that was
Like
insane.
the
I
letter
think
the
people are
letter
gonna
to
wake up.
Minnesota from, was it Pam Bondi or Kristi Noem, that said, like, if you give us your voter rolls, we'll get ICE out of here. Like,
Yeah,
like
that's insane.
Yeah.
I actually didn't hear about that.
if you can't buck up and handle some shouting in a church that it was strategically meant to get people arrested, to bring light to this, I think you're definitely not going to like what comes next. Like, if we don't stop them, like, if shouting in church
Yeah.
makes you queasy, you are not ready for what the
Oh,
next
Also, I
shit.
don't understand why they got arrested by federal agents instead of
Because,
state
and
agents.
let me remind you, a judge denied those charges. So the whole
Yeah.
point of separation of government, like Pam Bondi and the DOJ is part of the executive branch, they execute the laws.
Yeah.
They are not to go unchecked. They have to go in front of the judge, or they're supposed to go in front of the judge, and the judge checks them by saying, yes, these are fair charges, or no, these are bullshit charges. And the judge said, no, these are bullshit charges. And Pam Bondi arrested them anyway.
yeah. Pam Bondi is gonna be one of the people that gets in. There's no way she's escaping all the horrible shit she's done, in my opinion. Um,
Like
but yeah,
at a certain point, why pay federal taxes?
Because it's against it. Don't listen
Right.
to that chat, because it's against the law not to. So you please continue to pay your
Well.
taxes, everyone in chat.
yeah. Please do pay your taxes. It's actually
Like,
very
you
important.
have to pay your taxes. It's very
Hey, I'm a
important.
big
Go to
fan of
jail if you don't.
taxes. You know, I'm a big fan. Believe it or not,
Look,
I
I'm
actually
a big
really like
fan
it.
of taxes as well, but if you see what the government is doing, I'm just like, maybe,
No, I.
maybe just, you know,
You'll pay your
Very
taxes.
European. That's a
You'll pay
European
your
take right
taxes.
there. I'll tell you that right now. Is my mic a little low? Hold on. Sorry.
um,
Somebody told me to.
you're a little bit lower than Mirutsi, but I
Gotcha.
like
Sorry,
try to
is
balance
my
it.
brand new MacBook computer too nice for y'all? Hmm?
Oh, it doesn't. I don't know if it can compare to the Lenovo ThinkPad that's coughing up a lung right now, but I'm putting this thing through hell. I feel bad for it, but
I
it chose to be my
as
laptop, so.
yeah.
Mm.
As for the church protests, um, I feel like I feel like porn a little bit because um I feel like I don't know who goes to that church, right? This is like something I saw on the internet. I didn't really research anything, so this is just, off the cuff things that my brain is coughing up. Um, if I was attending some kind of, place of worship, and then all of a sudden some people come in and start yelling at me, "Why are you here?" I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just praising God." All right? I'm just here because
Here to
I wanna.
praise.
If you
It's just
found
here.
out you were there praising God and that one of the pastors was a field director of ICE, how would you feel?
Yeah, though I'm not sure how many people there actually knew about this, right?
Yeah, well,
So
that's
I
part of
guess
the
the
reason why it needs to be.
protest is like, you can find out because there's a protest there now. But then
Mhm.
again, I'm just like, okay, these realistically, how many of these people actually support what the government is doing? They might just be going to that church because it's local.
They
Right.
might, but to that,
It's
okay. So to that, I would say, it's time to choose. If you're not aware or you don't care, you need to, right? And I don't think you should be
yeah.
comfortable until you're aware. And then once you're aware, you should definitely not be comfortable with what's going on.
I can see that. I mean, I know that the church has always
understand how
been
people could
political.
be, yeah, like I understand how people could be turned off by the concept of that, but I think if you put it in the greater context of what is occurring right now, I just don't feel like anybody in this country has the right to just be comfortable or to just be unaware anymore.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I see what you're talking about with the people being in there, Mina, but I would say it is a little bit bigger than just them. You know what I mean? Like I think that if I don't really see them as important as the message that's being sent, I guess. Like you can praise God,
I understand that. I understand that. Like if it was a business, I would be all for it. Yeah, the only like pause, like it gives me a bit of a pause to think like, okay, these people, okay, first of all, they might not be aware, which like fair, they should be aware, and a protest makes them aware. But then again, it's like you're gonna have, I guess, a positive effect of this protest and also a negative effect of this protest because then
Mhm.
they will use this obviously as propaganda that they're
Yeah, so I would say,
persecuting
yeah,
the
they don't
churches and persecuting the
they don't
Christian
need
people
us
or
to do
whatever the
anything
fuck.
to make propaganda out of it, right?
Mm.
Like Christians have been claiming they're persecuted in this country for 50 years. They don't
Yeah.
need clips of people shouting in a church to do that. They already do it and retards buy it, right? And those retards tend to be the people that at the same time are supporting ICE and are sitting in that church. The Southern Baptist Church, maybe one of the worst institutions in this country. And
I don't know anything about it. So
I don't think that it is. I don't think they get to use that church as the type of weapon they have used it as someone who has literally has had her rights. They've tried to rip my rights away, but only by lieu of living in the state of Maryland have they not been able to do that. They have used that church to do that. I have no problem using their own weapon against them. Like I didn't choose the weapon. I didn't
so
choose that background. They did.
I do have a interesting question coming from Sans in chat. They
Hi,
said
Sans.
if it
Hey, this
is
is awesome.
okay to go after churches that have affiliation with ICE, is it also okay for pro-ICE demonstrators to go after churches that are safe havens for immigrants?
No, because this is what I said before. We've never used the standard that just because somebody like we have never stopped ourselves from using civil disobedience for a just cause on the basis of maybe unjust people will use it for an unjust cause. No, that wouldn't be okay because the moral righteousness component would be lacking there, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a case by case basis, just like like I wouldn't find it morally justified for the Westboro Baptist Church to go into a funeral and shout at a funeral that God hates gays. Like I wouldn't find that okay, but I do find this okay because the it's totally different circumstances. And I'm not going to shut down the powerful tool that we have that is civil disobedience because bad people might use it for bad causes. We can judge each instance on its own. We don't have to apply the same moral calculus to different circumstances.
Well, Rootsy, I don't know if you knew this, but apparently we are domestic terrorists.
I'm perfectly fine. Considering who the fuck is the president right now, if you want to call me a domestic terrorist, I will wear that with fucking pride.
yeah.
Oh, I love
I don't
my
think
chat.
that means anything anymore.
Like,
Words don't
yeah,
mean anything anymore.
slapped on a fucking name tag. And I will, yeah, prance
So-
through the
Yeah.
street,
I'm-
screaming it loud.
I think we're all in agreement that it's not. So we at least agree that like what they're doing to Don Lemon is just so stupid and just
Yeah, yeah. Even if
Yeah,
you
I
don't
don't-
agree with the church protest, that alone should be enough.
It's
to separate.
literally covered under the First Amendment. Like,
yeah.
it's
Well,
he's
yeah.
fine.
How
He
did
should be.
these-
Is he? Hasn't he already been released, or is he not released yet?
He's out on bail.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, be careful, guys. We got a
That's
dangerous criminal on the streets right now.
Uh,
Don Lemon's gonna come get you, dude.
he's gonna come to interview you when you least
coming in.
expected.
Not Don Lemon with his meta glasses. Oh no.
No, please, not the lemon.
We're all gonna die.
Well, is that all you had to cover for that route?
If nobody wants to disagree with me, then yeah, that was my topic. I thought Mina was gonna push back harder, but she didn't.
We will be having call-ins here.
No, I just had like a few questions, but mainly because I have no clue about like. Once again, I'm just a little hedgehog in Germany. Okay,
Right. In a gay bar in Germany.
in a gay bar. We're all sipping little cocktails. Okay. So as for my topic, I've heard this conversation in Lone Accord about, I haven't watched the Live and Learn, whatever. I don't have the patience, the time, the energy to
the emotional
watch to watch other content creators yell at each other in that way. If I have free time, I mainly play video games and I watch or listen to like geopolitics stuff. That's my thing. As for what my topic is that there was this conversation in Lone Accord about like Destiny and Hutch would have voted for Trump rather than Hassan
Yeah.
thing. I didn't want to like at the time I was just like, okay, I don't know anything about this. There's so many people in the VC. I didn't want to really add my 2 cents, especially because like I saw that like Maruzzi was like a little bit like
Going
you
off?
felt yeah, you
I
felt
a certain way
clearly
about it.
yeah, you're clearly right. I wanted to take that, but instead of because you guys mainly focus on like domestic politics stuff, and I focus mainly on geopolitics. I wanted to like put this scenario to the test a little bit in terms of foreign policy, right?
Okay.
And when I look at, I would say domestically, Hassan will probably be better than Trump, right? Except for hopefully he wouldn't
not
do.
Probably.
Well,
not
you've already
He-
pissed off a large majority of the liberals who can't stop talking about it. You've already made them mad. What,
I
you're
just
saying
hope-
Hassan wouldn't be as bad? It would be not as bad as Trump?
saying his son would be good?
You like Hassan, don't you? You like
Listen,
Hassan.
Okay, there's okay. Let me look. We let Maruzzi talk about her
Oh,
topic.
no,
I
I
couldn't even
know,
fucking
I'm sorry,
introduce
I'm
my
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. The thing is like there's a couple of aspects like obviously Jewish people feeling a certain type of way if Hassan gets elected. That and I certainly would hope that he wouldn't open re-education camps. Right? Yeah, he's the type of person that really wants to, harvest the essence of the CCP, I suppose. But I'm like torn on this when it comes to these two things and to the foreign policy aspect, because I'm tired. It's hypothetical. I'm sorry, Toby. It's okay. Okay, let me continue. Let me
Yeah,
let me
go on.
continue.
Sorry,
thing
I
is-
didn't mean to interrupt.
The thing is, this is something that I would consider a bit of an issue when it comes to foreign policy. Is obviously it's the whole. I know I promised I would never say this word on my stream. Israel Palestine, right? There would be a problem with that. There would be a problem with Ukraine and Russia. There would be a problem with China, right? And considering, okay, in my opinion, Israel Palestine is not consequential whatsoever, even though it's filling up the airwaves for some reason.
Amen, dude.
Right.
Thank you.
That's one thing. The other things are obviously Ukraine, Russia, and China. And when it comes to these kinds of issues where you have literally two other continents involved,
Mhm.
two other powers involved that are not insignificant, obviously, I get concerned. Because
Mhm.
when I look at the Trump admin and I see the way they do foreign policy, obviously there's some things that are not entirely agreeable.
Yeah, you
to,
could
to
say
say
that.
to say the least. To say the least. One of them obviously being the tariffs and whatever the fuck, right? The other thing being like, the West Bank bullshit. Like Trump and IP should never be said in the same sentence. He shouldn't be involved in that whatsoever, in my opinion. As for Ukraine, you already see what kind of bullshit is happening. When it comes to China, I am actually kind of pleasantly surprised with how the Trump administration is doing with regards to China.
Also,
And that
I
is
didn't notice that.
Okay.
I'm
So
sorry. Am
when
I
you
interrupting a point? My
Mhm.
bad.
No. You're good. I'll explain it. The way Trump has been doing, like, not just foreign policy, but also, security policy. When you look, he did the whole national security strategy, blah, blah, blah. And then it was like Don Roe doctrine. And honestly, I don't fault him for that. I fault absolutely nobody in the administration for that. Because that's your continent, right? That's your continent. The US has taken so many decades trying to protect trade routes all the fucking time, trying to make sure that other countries are doing well in that aspect. You spend a significant amount of money on your security. Not enough, in my opinion, but you get the gist. The thing is that when you look at what Trump has been doing with regards to, for example, Venezuela, in my opinion, I agree with him in a sense. That
That's
hold on. Hold on. Venezuela is a country that aligns with Russia and China and is right next to the Panama Canal, is right in your backyard. You have sanctioned tankers that keep crossing and filling up their ships in Venezuela and bringing them to Iran, bringing them to China, bringing them to Russia, all of that. And you have a guy that technically shouldn't be president. President, he was at least the president of Venezuela. And then, Rubio obviously doesn't fucking like that. I also agree with him on that, yeah, this is a clear problem if China ever attacks US bases, or when China attacks US bases in the first and second island chain, you will have an issue right in front of your door, which would be Venezuela and the other countries that are aligned with Russia and China in that continent. You're going to have probably Chinese and Russian assets right in front of your door. They're going to attack the Panama Canal. That means there will be no trade through the Panama Canal whatsoever. You will have tripled trade, but not just that. Also, your military assets will have to go the long way around to get to the Pacific. And I'm just like there. Sorry if you hear like shit in the background. That's my man. He's playing League of Legends.
Good luck. I hope he catches some dubs today.
You have a proxy state basically in front of your door that will probably use all means necessary to fuck you over when there's a conflict with China. And if you don't deal with them now, you won't be able to deal with them during a war with China, because you're going to have all of your assets in the Pacific. You're going to be busy trying not to lose Taiwan to China. And you're going to be sitting there and like fucking getting angry about, right? These are the kinds of things that like go through my head. Obviously, like when I see politicians, when I see politicians talking, I don't necessarily listen to what they say, because they can say a whole lot of bullshit in a short amount of time. What I look at is like, okay, we already know that their focus will be China, and if you look at this as like more like shaping, it's more like a shaping operation. You're gonna have basically trying to protect your trade and your military assets, trying to go through the Panama Canal primarily. That's like your thing. Anything else that comes with that, like for example the fucking boats that have been shot down, I think was just a distraction, in my opinion.
Mina, why do you think they haven't done it already?
What do you mean?
Like, why haven't they tried to shut down the Panama Canal like that? Like, why haven't they done all of the things in
Venezuela? Because
or Russia? And, like, why have they not encroached into us already?
Because it's not time yet. It's not time yet. China is not ready yet to invade Taiwan.
I think there's two flaws that I would disagree with here. The first flaw being if we fall domestically, which we will under Trump, it's a given, we will. You have no hope of anything international, right? Like if we go down, that's all she wrote. And we will, under Trump, we will go down. It's literally only a matter of time. So that would be my first flaw here. And then my
fall down domestically in what sense?
If our democracy collapses, if we become fascist, all of these things, like those two things will happen under Trump. Given enough time, given a couple more years, it could happen, right? Like we're already on the brink. The second flaw I would say is that you are assuming a level of consistency and rationality in Donald Trump that I don't think is there, right? So he is going to stand up to China and until he just decides that he doesn't feel like it that day, or China compliments him, or Taiwan insults him, or like there is no consistent. The only thing consistent about Trump is his inconsistency in terms of like he is so easy to sway. Like buy the man a jet, he's your best friend, right? Like say you think Biden won 2020, he's your worst enemy. And the same thing with Russia, right? Like we've seen his whole frenemies, enemies to lovers, will they, won't they dance with Putin for a decade now, right? Like he stands up to him one day and then Putin glazes him and then he's best friends with Putin again. So taking those two things into the calculus, I think even like the first being, if we fall, there's absolutely no hope, and Trump's inconsistency, even bringing foreign policy into the calculus. And this is obviously ridiculous because we don't know how Hassan Piker would actually govern. We don't know what he actually believes. I'm inclined to
Mhm.
believe like he's mostly a grifter, right? But like even saying he's not, like I would still say Hassan would be better than Trump because at least he would give us a fighting chance because our democracy would stand.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I'm
I
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm not sure that Hassan would defend Taiwan whatsoever. I don't think he would.
I don't know, but I know that if we fall, nobody's going to.
yeah, fascism is like a unique kind of disease in a country, I
Also,
feel. What's up?
also like I don't think like the Venezuela stuff had any of Trump's handwriting on it. Not gonna lie.
No,
Like
most of that kind of stuff, right? Like there are
yeah, it
crazy
was
people
probably
around
all
Trump that are like,
Rubio.
"Hey, we think you should do this," and he's like, "Do you think I'm awesome?" And they're like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Okay, well, I'll do what you tell me to do
Sounds like a
now."
good deal.
The thing also with China, Trump has had it out for China for ages. And he's shown in this admin as well that he's had it out for China with the tariffs as well. I think
I mean, not just China,
obviously like
buddy. I think
well,
he did another Canadian
yeah,
like 100% or something.
yeah. Look, I'm not gonna defend him on like those kinds of deals. That's fucking retarded. Um, the thing I have is that we see, for example, Elbridge Colby. He would sacrifice Ukraine
Mhm.
in like he would sacrifice Ukraine in a heartbeat to get an edge over China.
Mm.
And um a lot of like a lot of I suppose this administration sees China as the threat that they are in a sense. They don't obviously they don't
I
make
don't
the
know if
right
they do.
decisions
I
all the
don't know if they
time.
do, really. I don't think they
I
take
would
China
say they
as a
do.
serious threat. Because
I,
if
I don't
they
I,
think
took
they
them
take
as a
anything as a
serious,
serious threat. The only thing
I
they
feel
take as a
like,
serious threat are Democrats.
yeah, well, that's true. But I think China, they they don't I don't think they see it as the threat that it is because the way he is placing aircraft carriers in different places, it makes it seem like he doesn't care about the South China Sea. And whatever happened to the pivot to Asia? You know, we should be pivoting towards there instead of doing stuff we've been doing, like staying in the Middle East, going and
well,
doing
technically you were, and then and
yeah,
then you
yeah, we
stopped, right?
I know.
The
He is
USS Lincoln, USS
consistent.
Abraham Lincoln was in the Indo-Pacific
But
before
then it
he moved it back to, you know,
yeah,
the
just
Middle East again.
recently. Yep, back to the
Yeah.
Middle East. And I do agree
Um,
that China is a
I
real
think
problem.
I think also like they should move away from the Middle East. That was also a thing in the national security strategy. Yeah, dude, like Middle East is cooked. The Middle East is cooked. I
Sorry.
don't think any I don't think any involvement is actually gonna solve anything in the Middle East. Right.
I mean, I
Um
would love to see like
Should
the
have stayed in
Iranian regime
Afghanistan.
go, but like I don't know if us bombing Iran would be the way to get rid of them. Like that doesn't seem like the
Oh
smartest way
yeah,
to
the
get rid of them. As much as I
protests.
would love to see them be gotten
yeah.
rid of.
Yeah,
I mean,
look,
we could
do you really think do you really think Hassan would bomb Iran?
No,
Probably not, right?
no.
Uh the thing is, right? Yeah, the IRGC is a problem. Yeah, the Iranian regime is a problem. I wish there was a regime change in Iran from the bottom of my heart, I wish they would have an actual government that cared for their own country and didn't just extract all the resources without actually giving a fuck about the population. I wish that was the case, but I don't think bombing the regime is gonna solve anything in the short or
If we take
Also, when it
midterm.
comes when it comes to foreign policy right now, I'm very much like, when you're on the plane and they're like, don't help anybody else with their air mask until you get your own on, like if the plane crashes, right? Like
Yeah.
right now, I feel like our plane is beginning to crash, and unless we put our own oxygen mask on first, we can't help anybody else. We can't help Taiwan. We can't help Ukraine. We can't help the Iranian people. We can't help Gazans. We can't
That's
help
why we,
Israelis
and that's
because
why
we are
don't
literally, the
focus on
plane is
those.
going down. Like,
Yes,
we
that
Yeah,
have
but
to
the issue is
put our
right.
oxygen masks
These things
on.
tie together. These things tie together, right? In my opinion, you can't have domestic policy without foreign policy. The issue I see, if you give up Taiwan, you don't just give up Taiwan. You give up a
Sure.
lot of other
I'm not saying
countries that are around China.
I'm
You
not
give
saying
up
we should give, I'm not saying we should give up Taiwan at all. I'm saying that the odds of us having to give up Taiwan are not any greater under Hassan than they are under Trump. Because one, Trump can't be trusted, and two, like I said, if we go down, we can't help anybody. So to me, that calculus is like, well, first and foremost, we need to save the infrastructure, what's left of the infrastructure of the United States of America. And we cannot do that in a fascist regime. We simply cannot.
Yeah.
I just
Go on.
I I'll let you talk, I swear.
No, you're good. I'm perfectly fine with being the quiet voice in the room, you know?
In my opinion, Trump can be somewhat trusted with regards to Taiwan. I just don't think we don't really have the time. Like, you don't have a choice, really, because
What if, Mina,
yes,
what if it was Mamdani or Trump?
I don't know.
I think that's relatively. That's an easy
I think
one.
that's a better
Trump.
hypothetical, right? Because we
I
don't really
don't
know.
know. Because
To be
Mamdani is
honest,
also
I'm
very
saying more
domestically focused. Mamdani is also a very domestically focused politician. I'm not sure how he would
'cause, I mean, we know more
deal
about
with
how he
these
would govern
issues.
than we know about how Hassan would govern. Because personally, I think Hassan has
Yeah,
literally a 0 IQ, and his only
yeah,
motivation is making
of
money
course.
and being handsome and being adored by his audience. So I think a lot of like his
I would
crazier
trust
discussion,
Mamdani way more domestically, for
yeah.
sure.
Like, I feel like most of Hassan's craziest positions come from the fact that, like, his audience cheers him on for it, and he has a very fragile ego. He has to have that, like, kind of like adoration to
Yeah.
survive. So we don't really know how he would govern, but we have a little bit of an idea of how Mamdani would, right?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, but also, like, I don't know how Mamdani would govern foreign policy because he is so focused on, you know, domestic stuff. His whole thing is about domestic stuff. It's really hard to actually, like, for example, if we look at Gavin Newsom, he's literally called out the EU for not fighting harder against Trump, which I agree with, right? I think the EU should fight way harder against Donald Trump.
fuck yes. Fuck us up, dude. I want these. I want us to feel the pain. Like it's kind of antithetical to because I love America and I want it to do great, but
But
we're
we
in the
need to learn.
yeah, we're in
We
the
need to
touching
learn
stove
our
phase,
lesson.
dude. Like you guys wanted to touch the stove. It's not like I was telling you the whole time that is hot. You cannot touch that stove, and you still went and touched the stove. So unfortunately, things are gonna have to get
Yeah,
kind of
I think
bad.
though I do think that like when you saw Trump say the whole that whole fucking Greenland shit, right?
Yeah.
That whole nonsense. you had you had the military say, we don't really want to do this, and maybe we should do this instead. And then they pointed towards Iran, or they pointed towards Ukraine, Russia, or they pointed towards something else, right? They didn't actually. They didn't. The military itself knew, like, Greenland is like, yeah,
We probably
right,
not do that.
right, and also, like, yes, in my opinion, as a European, Greenland is a big blind spot for us. We have Arctic capabilities. The issue is we're not putting the Arctic capabilities where they are necessary, in a sense.
So like
And
Europe.
if
Sorry, I just
yeah, I'm talking about Europe here.
gotcha.
If, let's say, Russia attacks NATO on the Eastern Front and decides to fuck over Greenland, and China decides to fuck over Greenland as well, they're kind of screwed. They have a population of 56,000 people, right? Landmass of the size of, like, Saudi Arabia or something. And it's the Arctic climate is brutal. We as Europeans are probably going to focus mostly towards the Eastern Front rather than Greenland. If we had to pick and choose where to put our assets, we're probably going to put them on the Eastern Front rather than Greenland. So I can see why Trump is kind of offended, because Greenland is on the Arctic Circle, and it's a very big hole in international security. The problem, I mean, it's like, this is all in my head, obviously, right? This is just the voices in my head. They're saying, like, yeah, for some reason, this kind of makes sense because Trump keeps using these strategies to get the Europeans to do what he wants, right?
Well, I will
Because
say, okay,
for some
I
reason,
will give on this.
the Europeans don't know how to
You guys need to
actually
step it
take.
up because
Yeah,
you put all of your eggs in one basket, and now that basket is like, I think we might want to be fascists, which
Yeah.
is not good for anyone. So yeah, on that you guys do need to do more.
yeah.
I'm not
So I'm just like, maybe this is Trump's way of getting the Europeans to wake up and see that Greenland also needs
except
protecting,
Trump
in a
is not
sense.
that smart or strategic. It's someone
No,
around Trump's way.
I
It's
get it.
someone
I get it. But
cabinet's way.
it's like,
Not
this
his
is eerily reminiscent of, like, what he did with NATO. So
way.
it's this is obviously just, like, the voices in my head, right? Nobody has actually said these things, really. Like, no politicians actually openly saying these things. But it makes sense in a strategic way, right? In a tactical way, it doesn't make sense. If you just look at what the fuck
Yeah,
is
I mean,
happening and what they're saying, none of it makes sense. Obviously, you're gonna be like, Europeans are obviously gonna be offended. Like, look at this motherfucker. He wants to take our fucking land, right? It doesn't make any sense. But if you look at it, like, from a strategic point of view, I'm like, yeah, that kind of does make sense. But also, it's done a really fucking retarded way.
also,
You
yes,
already have
some of
access to
it is
Greenland.
the 5D chess in your own head that is not necessarily what is actually occurring.
Do you guys think Trump is paid by foreign adversaries?
I don't think he has to be paid by foreign like, I feel like he is such a clear case of malignant narcissism. You don't have to pay him. You just have to praise him.
That's true. Well,
He's like a
in the
crow,
case of
okay?
Qatar.
You know how, like, crows and magpies go like, "Ooh, shiny thing, gotta put it in my nest."
I
Right?
actually gave a crow a tornado. So I work at a gas station, and I gave a crow that was outside one of those roller bites. So I wonder if he's still alive after that. I'm very excited to see the results. I
Like,
hope he is.
you
He
have the
seems like a
fucking
cool dude.
head of FIFA or whatever giving him a fucking,
Right?
like, trophy saying this is the peace prize. And they're just like,
Oh,
"Oh,
even
thank you so
worse,
much."
Even worse, you have the Peace Prize recipient, the Nobel Peace Prize recipient, giving Donald Trump the medal, begging for her to be able to control the country that she was duly elected to. And no news there.
It's not the Nobel Peace Prize anymore, it's the Goodwill Peace Prize.
Yeah, it's the Goodwill Peace Prize, right? Well, something else, to go on Venezuela for a minute, I did kind of want to talk about, like,
Yeah.
we don't know if things are going well right now, you know, like the old regime is still in power, and that
Yeah.
was a brutally repressive regime, you know. Their protests before the Iran protests were one of the highest amounts of deaths in the modern age. And so I feel like there's gonna be like, it's just a couple more months now until we hear, oh, a Black Hawk helicopter went down, or some contractors for a big oil company were shot up, you know. I really don't think the Venezuela, like, we've done much in Venezuela. I'll be
Well,
honest.
also, I feel like if we've learned anything in this century, it's that Americans are really good at disrupting shit, but we have no idea how to clean it up.
Just why we
Like,
should have stayed in Afghanistan. We would have learned some
also,
very valuable lessons.
which is why, like, the Venezuela thing, and call me a libcuck if you want, but like, we do have international law for a reason, right? Because, like, if we all just went around sinking each other's ships with no evidence and kidnapping each other's world leaders, like, that's not a sustainable model for running the world, right?
Oh,
So, like,
definitely not.
I do
Well,
think there
Trump
is
wants
something to
to.
say about, like,
I
like,
think
what
the
happens when
I
this
think the
inevitably goes wrong, which it will if
Oh yeah, it's
we
definitely
just thought
there's
of
a
anything.
lot. There's a lot of potential for things to go wrong in Venezuela, right? Because they
okay.
have. Yeah, go on, Mina. Sorry.
Okay, somebody in chat said Venezuela is going much better. The economy is recovering. A lot of Venezuelans are very happy with what's happening, even if it's Delcy in control. One thing that's now the other thing is there's a couple of things. One is, yeah, you have a point with like trying to fix shit. You have like a bunch of you have like a bunch of oil executives saying we're not touching Venezuela with a 10-foot fucking pole.
Right? It's a fucking
That shocked me.
Because it's historically been an issue, not just
Oh
under
yeah,
Trump.
I
This has
mean,
historically been an issue with Venezuela, and having American companies invest into Venezuelan oil and then getting the rug pulled from underneath them.
yeah.
So now, obviously, the oil companies are going to be like, yeah, good luck next time, maybe, right? That's one thing. The other thing is, I think what is happening with regards to Venezuela is the threat that they could just do this again, right?
Mhm.
The threat that Trump could just go in again and just
Mhm.
take a bunch, kidnap a bunch of people until they finally find somebody that's
We're just gonna
that's
keep kidnapping
Abduct you while
everybody.
listening to Chief
right.
Keef. So.
So it's like I'm guessing this is like, the blackmail, really. Like,
Mhm.
that's why Delcy is probably cooperating behind the scenes. Obviously, she's not
Yeah,
not
they
going to
would.
say it publicly, but that's probably why she's cooperating behind the scenes with Trump, and that's why she hasn't been kidnapped already.
Yeah, well, I think it sends a
Yeah, it's
horrible message on the world stage. That is
for
something,
sure.
I'm very I love America. You guys know that. I'm a huge fan of this great union. And so when we, just completely depose a foreign leader, and then we don't choose the representative government that was snubbed from the election, I think it sends a horrible message, and
Also,
I do think we're gonna see a lot more territorial expansions.
lest we forget, we basically canceled all of our soft power around the world.
Oh my
Like,
god, I
Yeah.
know, dude.
hard power only, like, yeah, there are time and place that you need to use,
There's
like, hard
no
but
alternative, yeah.
over the past, like, 80 years, soft power has been fairly productive.
Oh, dude, soft power, yeah,
Um,
that was our tool.
And we were just like, "No, we don't wanna do that anymore," because, like, we think that you're putting
Yeah,
on
that was
DMZs
stupid.
against
Because it's
Uganda,
woke.
which we were not. As someone
It's
who
woke.
worked with a bunch of USAID contracts at one point in time, there were no DIA musicals in Uganda happening.
Oh,
Like,
I
that was
heard,
not
yeah,
on.
didn't Trump also cut some things to, I don't remember, the Peace Corps? I remember maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think the
Probably.
Peace
I
I
think
Corps
don't
is a
remember.
very big,
It's been so long.
that's
No,
something
who
people don't really talk
I
about,
think the
but
biggest part was like the HIV thing. That
Yeah,
was like
malaria,
the
drugs,
biggest issue.
monitoring, a lot of, like, monitoring,
Ebola.
learning
Yeah.
evaluation programs, like, data and analysis, like helping, support governments as they learn how to set up their own democracies and shit like that. Like, it was all stuff that was hugely beneficial. And, like, since canceling it, people have died.
you
Like,
mean
I don't feel like people
Mm.
understand, like, people have died.
oh yeah, there's been
There
Oh,
probably,
yeah, for sure.
a lot of them.
at this point, probably plus 1 million, just thinking of all the babies that don't get food, don't get the peanut protein that's packed in there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably millions of people that have died from these cuts, and it's so frustrating
Yeah,
because
So
it is
they,
frustrating.
it's the
we're
lack
sending
of humanity.
Yeah, we're
Pisses
sending
me
the
off.
message that, like, if you cooperate with us, we're gonna fuck you over, like we did with all the USAID contracts, right?
Mhm.
And if you cooperate with us, we're also gonna, like, sink your ships and bomb you and kidnap people, right? And,
Yeah.
like, if you don't cooperate with us after that, like, we might just continue to do it, and you can't trust us on any platform, period. Like, you can't trust us in our hard power, you can't trust us in our soft power, you can't trust us. Which is why it made me so mad when Kamala fucking fumbled that answer in the debate. When people were like, yeah, I think it was obviously it was an American, and she expressed her concern that, like, is Kamala going to be able to stand up for Israel the same way Trump would? And, like, the answer was so clearly, Trump is only going to stand up for you until it no longer suits him to do so. Like, the same way he's only going to stand up for Putin until it no longer serves him, or to China until it no longer serves him. He's only going to fuck over Venezuela until it's in his benefit to stop fucking over Venezuela. Like, I don't understand why people don't understand that. Like, you can't trust him.
Oh yeah. And I do wonder what this means for future presidents, right? He has set like a
Mhm.
pretty clear example
He's
of how to.
destroyed our reputation in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah, he's and that's something else that is really concerning me is we have different nation states forming alliances that have nothing, like for example, I believe it was Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and there's one other nation that have recently entered into like a defense pact, essentially a defense pact. It's like a Middle East NATO, but the USA isn't anywhere to.
Qatar.
I don't think Qatar is it. I think Qatar is one of the people they formed to. It's one of the people they formed.
Pretty sure it's
this kind
Qatar.
of coalition.
It's because Israel attacked Qatar, and Qatar got
Oh,
real
okay,
mad, and
gotcha.
yeah,
Okay, interesting. Well, I know
yeah,
maybe it's the UAE I was thinking about.
Mhm.
yeah. But like Israel attacked Qatar, right? And then Qatar got real mad, and then the US was like, "Okay, don't worry, we'll make sure this doesn't happen again." And then they have them as a major non-NATO ally. But yeah, I think just to get, I suppose, back to the topic, I just once again, for some reason, these things make sense in a way strategically if you don't pay attention to what's being said. Right?
I just
to what's it's
I-
like if you don't listen to any of the fucking
okay, so I just want to
press briefs and whatever.
lay something
Right.
out for you people that think that the correct choice between Trump and Mamdani or Trump and Hassan, depending how dumb you want the hypothetical to get, for anyone who thinks Trump is the better choice. So it is a difference between to us today, right now, and possibly maybe in the future, right? So I can say, as a woman today, right now, my rights are under attack. I can say, I see people who I love and care about who are immigrants and their lives are at stake to them today, right now, right? Like, these are not hypothetical questions. Like, these are
Amen.
real world, it's happening. Like,
Yeah.
like undeniable, it's
I
happening.
have a bit of an opinion that may get me a little flack. If you guys, I
Oh.
don't think we should be. If you want me to, sorry.
Sure, do it.
Oh,
We're gonna
well,
fight for them.
well, I
We have
kind
to
of
prove to the
feel as
audience
though
somebody has-
the left, we are way too hard on the left, just because of they have cringe takes, right? Like, we can all admit they have pretty fucking cringe takes, and they're usually like some fucking 19-year-old who just discovered politics. And so I just don't think they're these, they're not waiting at the gates like the fascists are right now, you know?
Mhm.
I also think it's a little foolish to just disregard that leftist policy has been part of our platform and in many different ways and in many different variations. So, you know, while they may have cringe ideas, I don't think all of them are all bad, you know?
No. So
It's
I
just
think
that
that there
leftist
should be
policy in foreign policy fucking sucks ass
Oh
sometimes.
yeah, definitely.
Right?
I would
think
never
That's
trust
my
Assad
problem.
in fucking
Yeah.
so there should be
geopolitics.
some gatekeeping. Like, I don't want the tankies, just like I don't want the MAGA people, right? But mathematically speaking, we cannot win elections without pulling a little bit from the center and center right and pulling a little bit from the left, like farther right than I would say anybody in, or farther left than anybody in this call, right? Like, and I feel like, with the exception of those two groups that are basically the illiberal, anti-electoral, like actual fascists or like actual like Marxist Leninists or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
you want to call tankies. I don't even know what they would technically be.
Role players.
Yeah, like I don't want those people. Those people are bad. I don't want to pander to them. We don't necessarily need those two groups, but we do need the people, all of the people in between those two groups.
I
And
don't know
if
if
that means,
it's
that might not mean swaying Hassan. It might not mean swaying Kyle Kalinske, but it does mean swaying part of their audiences, right? And if we are just consistently setting it up to be a battle between leftists and liberals, we're never going to get those small chunks of the left,
well,
right?
something else that I think is important to know is that when, like, MAGA watches our videos, guys, like, you know how we all watch MAGA videos to make fun of them? They do the same thing for us. And so when they see, for example, I'll just pull one out of the hat. Oh, there's Hutch. When they see that Hutch is like non-stop just shitting on leftists, it gives them ammunition. He is giving them ammunition. And I think that is
And
very
to
annoying,
Toby's,
to be
to
quite
Toby's
honest.
point, to Toby's point, right? That if you appeal to the far left, you can't appeal to the center right. I don't agree with that. I feel like if you were a good communicator, if you have good people skills, if you know how to talk to people, if you know how to make people feel something when you talk to them, I think you can appeal to both. I think that
Oh,
it's a myth
definitely.
that you have to choose between those two groups of people, right? Like, those two groups of people are not so far distant as they appear to be, at least online, right?
Well, I think a good
Like,
way is to show them how politics actually has affected their lives, because a lot of these people are just like, "Oh, the system doesn't work for me, dude. I've
You
done
know-
It doesn't work
everything
for
and it
anyone,
just doesn't
folks."
work."
Like, it
Yeah,
You
doesn't
know
right?
what my okay. When we're purely talking domestically, what my opinion is that if you go truly go to MAGA country and you talk to the people on the ground, the kind of shit they complain about is things that have to do with the social system, mainly social
Mhm.
and healthcare system.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Right? If you see these people, they can't afford their food, they can't afford their medical bills, they can't afford their housing, right? They don't have good jobs, they don't have rights and stuff like that because they live in MAGA country. In my opinion, the Democrats have in the past abandoned these people because these kinds of people
I
used to
don't
be blue voters.
I
Well,
don't agree with that.
Used
I think
because
Democrats have failed in their messaging to these people.
amen.
So when you look at those areas, you will see some of the most effective messaging by Republicans and MAGAs, right? And that's the scapegoat messaging. Your life sucks because Black people, or because women, or because immigrants, or because
yeah,
Jews, or because Muslims, right? And they have not, it's not that the Republicans have had their back. It is just because Republicans have made them feel like simultaneously, and this is one of like the crazy things about fascism, it makes them feel simultaneously superior and persecuted at the same time. And that is exactly what MAGA has done. It has made them feel like these straight white men, you guys are supposed to be the masters of the universe. You are the best people on the planet. This is supposed to be
I,
your country. At the same time, you're
oh,
being persecuted by all of these people who also somehow are simultaneously inferior to you, right?
was it? Hold on.
Democrats have had
I think
zero
you
response to that.
lagged.
Lagged a little bit, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
you lagged. I
That was
was
so
like
good.
unsure if it was me, but
So
but
did anybody get what I was saying? Did anybody hear it?
I got a little
I,
bit of it.
we got like the beginning of it,
Okay.
and
So what I was let me start over because I think I made a good point here. So you have seen the most effective messaging from MAGA and Republicans in those areas because they have done what fascists do, which is create a sense of superiority in the people that they are talking to, and at the same time, a sense that they're being persecuted, right? That is
yeah,
the concept of scapegoating. So they're looking at these straight white men and they're saying these straight white men have, you're supposed to be the masters of the universe and this is your country. But at the same time that you are these superior beings, you are also somehow being victimized by these more inferior beings, right? And Democrats are good at policy and they know how to be wonky and they know how, at times they know how to compromise to get shit done, but they don't know how to fucking make people feel. So when you have that kind of powerful emotional message that people just by human nature alone want to grasp onto because it makes them feel better about themselves, right? Like you can't respond to that message with here is a 25-point plan on how I'm going to get you healthcare or how I'm going to get you affordability. You have to find a way to make them feel something as powerful as that
I give
about how they've actually been victimized by by the establishment of the Republican
yeah.
Party, not by the Democrats,
Well,
not by immigrants,
if you want to
right?
reach
And
MAGA
you know how to do it.
voters, you gotta personalize politics. You gotta make it personal
Mhm.
to them because they don't truly understand policy most of the time. But even if they do, they have an emotional connection. Whenever Donald Trump talks about these immigrants, they have an image in their head that is not reality, but
Yeah.
of mass people coming over the border, stuff like that. So you really, for MAGA, you have to personalize it because they like to say they don't care about facts and facts over feelings, but
But that's,
unfortunately
yeah,
that
not
is
the
their
truth.
entire platform. you
I
Those
think
know?
are the
I think there's a way to do both without alienating each other in a sense with uh you know making sure the people are well cared for. I'll give the populists this. Like healthcare is an issue for sure, right?
Mhm.
I think
Um,
Kamala should have been standing in front of a grocery aisle and saying, "Look," and then just had a fucking giant wrecking
like
ball come in and be like, "I'm gonna do this to
tax,
your grocery prices." Sorry.
yeah, like tax credits are good and all, but like if you don't make enough money, you don't make enough money. That's just the gist of it. And also, the insurances are absolute evil,
Oh yeah,
right?
insurance is
I'm
fucking
not gonna disagree with
evil,
that.
dude.
So you have these issues that both sides care about. You should use these issues as hard as possible.
And
Uh,
like we do, we just don't use them in the right way, right? So where MAGA is like, it's not your fault you can't afford healthcare. It's immigrants' fault. They're stealing all the healthcare because it's a zero-sum game and there's only so much healthcare to go around, which is fucking retarded, right? We
Yeah,
all
that's
know that.
I
But
can't
it
believe
makes
that's an
people
argument to use.
it makes people
that's
feel better that they can't afford
that's
their healthcare because it's like, oh well, like it's because they're creating this mess, and it's easier to blame other people than to blame like a nameless, faceless system, right? But it's not
for
that
sure.
Democrats don't want to fix it. It's not that we're not better on the issues. It's that we don't know how to fucking talk about it, right? We don't know how to be like, yeah, like that fucking sucks. And it is not your fault that you can't afford healthcare. But like, I can't sit here and give you like a full lecture on why that is and not bore you to tears. So we have to figure out how to talk about it from our perspective that doesn't immediately just like shut people down because it's fucking boring as fuck and policy laden, and also
I
like
think
inspires people to feel something.
I think the way to go about this is truly going on the ground and talking to people because
Mhm.
Oh,
you're
I
not
mean,
gonna
I
be
know what.
able to like talk to these people on the internet
Well,
No,
in
I
a
mean, I
productive
have
way.
a. I
everyone
mean,
on the
I
internet
go to.
thinks it.
I work at a
We're
gas
the worst
Yeah.
station. I
versions of
talk
ourselves on it.
to these salt of the earth people all the time, and one of their biggest complaints is healthcare. Healthcare is
Yeah.
something that people
Mhm.
just can't. And luckily, the Democrats have established themselves as the party of healthcare. And so
Yeah, I think doing it in the same way that Mamdani has done in New York City uh would be the way to go about this. Uh
yeah, I
in a
can see
way
that.
where like, your first deal will be affordability, and that's the absolute biggest issue that you're gonna push. Um, you you need to somehow unite these people because at the end of the day, these people are kind of misled, right? I don't truly believe that in their hearts of hearts that everybody in MAGA country is actually evil
Yeah,
in that way.
No.
They're
amen.
just insanely misled and brainwashed.
Well, they were the
Um,
victim of a
There
right
is a
wing.
level, I
Go
will
on.
say there is a level of willful ignorance to it, right? Like there's a difference between just
yeah,
being ignorant
it's
and
team
being willfully.
sports and yeah, it's team sports. If your family has always voted Republican, you will vote Republican, blah blah blah, right? But if you actually go to the people, they will have issues, and there's issues you can talk to them about, and like some things are things that the center and the liberals can just take over technically without there being truly issues. Because I don't think these problems should be so fucking controversial to talk about in reality. Uh, you need to just pick up your fucking boots and go to these people and actually talk to them, whether it be canvassing, whether it be, I don't know, having some kind of like program where people can donate, and then you go to these people and you help them with their medical bills and help them with their groceries or whatever the fuck. Like these kinds of things first of all change people's lives, and second of all are so easy to find allies in a community with, right? If you actually stop, this is the whole like deal with like you have these pundits that live in like huge fucking cities and they're mega condos or houses or mansions or whatever the fuck, and they keep talking about these issues and these policies, and all you have is either an echo chamber or people yelling at each other on the internet. It's not gonna fucking work. I don't think that trying to convince a different audience on the internet is actually truly that helpful. I I
Amen.
think yeah, I think actually having an organization and making sure that you're converting as many people as possible through good actions
Yeah, you
and
catch more
canvassing.
flies. You catch more
Yeah,
flies with honey than vinegar, you
And
know?
learning how to do political messaging. And I'm sorry, you're probably not going to like this. A little bit of fear mongering works. I think MAGA is a testament to the fact that fear mongering works.
Well, if there's an
There
actual
should,
fear to be afraid of, like
yeah,
fascism,
there's
then hell
and there
yeah.
is actual fear to be afraid of fear. There should have been nothing like January 6th and COVID handed the Democrats on a silver platter all of the best political ads you could ever imagine. And they didn't use it. I didn't use it. I spent all of the summer of 2024 in Michigan. I didn't see a single political ad that had any kind of coverage from January 6th in it. That horrific video of the cop getting smushed in the door, like the people storming with the flagpoles and the bear, like I saw none of that. I
yeah.
did see a bunch of really boring Kamala ads about like, here's my 25-point policy plan on how to make things more affordable. And it's like, well, that's not making anybody feel
No, that's no.
anything. Like you like if you can't take a goddamn actual fucking insurrection and run some political ads about how like you shouldn't vote for the guy that did that shit, like you are absolutely politically fucking useless. Like you might be
Well,
good on policy, but politics you fucking suck at. And
well,
like they need to
you're
figure that
pointing,
shit out fast.
you're hitting on a interesting point because the Democrats, we may not have that type of money. Like straight up, have you like all of the hundred wealthiest donors, they around the 2023 mark just stopped donating to Democrats. It's
If
actually pretty
they,
shocking
if
to
they
see
had
that.
money to run the boring policy ads, they could have used that money to run some powerful January 6th ads or some powerful ads about like the mobile morgues that we had to bring in during COVID or the
True.
mass graves that we had to dig or, like, eh,
Hmm.
Yeah,
I,
Donald
I'm
Trump
not
really
lying
is
that
a
we don't have any money. Shit. We got the money. We got it. It's in there, you
I don't
know?
know. The Democrat I really I don't think they have nearly as much money as the Republicans.
But we have enough. We've run successful presidential campaigns before, right? Biden
Yeah,
won,
for
I
sure.
mean,
Obama
didn't
won. Like,
Kamala have more money than Trump at a certain
might have. I
point?
know Hillary did, and I think she was the
Yeah.
first that spent more, but still lost, right? Yeah, I'm not totally buying that we don't got money. Shit, I think we got it. We just don't know
I
what
don't
to do with
know.
it. We don't know how to use it effectively,
Well, that's why we get some youngins in there, you know?
right?
Which is happening. These midterms are going to be pretty great. I have a good feeling about them.
We'll see.
Oh, here
Temper.
we go. We'll see. I'm telling you, it's going to be
I'm
an
just saying,
amazing election.
realist, realists survive. Optimists die. Okay? I don't want to see anybody be so optimistic that either your soul or your body is crushed come
Oh,
November.
don't
So,
Yeah,
worry.
I think the election kind of like traumatized you.
like,
Who, me?
realism.
Oh god. Yeah, I think the election kind of traumatized Maruti.
Oh,
Everything past
okay.
decade. What is there not to be traumatized by in the past decade? Like, look around you. We're at the threshold of hell.
We had the
Like,
grimace. We had the grimace
expectations.
Yeah.
shake. That was pretty
Put your
good.
seatbelts on, temper your expectations. Like, it's nothing is promised. Nothing is going to be a runaway. Even if it is, we don't know that they're going to respect it. It's going to be
Well,
ugly, rocky, and an insane couple of years.
I
Okay?
think
That's
the
all.
American public is very upset with Donald Trump. I do. I mean, there's so many issues. You can just choose an issue, and there's going to be like half of the population that just doesn't agree with it. And so I think this is going to be a rejection of Trump's authoritarianism. And I've got hope, like, for the next leader of our country. I think they're going to do, if they're a Democrat, great work. I really do.
If-
I think they're going to
if
restore
we-
our
Well, they're
democracy.
gonna
If
have
we have
to,
the
like,
next leader, if we have a next leader of the country.
think
Oh,
I
we
think they're
will.
gonna have to, like, repair a bunch of shit
Oh yeah.
before
The
they
dam-
Well, he's
actually
going to have
start
to do
doing
what
anything.
Biden did. Going to have to do
No,
what Biden or
it's
she.
more than that. So the damage that's been done is
Yeah.
like it is a generation's worth of damage. Like we're not going to see it return to what it was pre-Trump second term. I don't think we'll see it in our generation. Maybe our kids, right? But like it is untold. Like I don't think a lot of people realize that that aren't on the
Yeah.
ground every day seeing
Like
it.
what
But it
Doge
is,
has done and
yeah,
what it's
like our
crazy.
institutions have been stripped, our courts have been rigged, our election has been gerrymandered to all hell. Our like it is not something that's going to be a quick fix. It's yeah, our reputation on the world stage is ruined.
How
And
do you feel about uncapping the U.S. House of Representatives?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it enough. I don't know.
Call
I
Tracy
am not
Mann today. He's my
I don't
I mean-
representative, and he's very against it. Call him.
Yeah,
Tell him he's a piece of shit.
You want to know what I think
Mr.
about
Beat is doing
uncapping?
it with me.
Well, you know, you know what my issue is with uncapping it.
What?
In our parliament in Germany has a lot of representatives, a lot. Okay, way more than you have. Okay, I actually have to Google how much. I think they recently actually capped it. Let me see. Bundestag. Sitze.
I'm personally more for uncapping it, especially because I mean, it's just partisans being sent to
feel
Congress
like-
right
okay,
now, so.
But I also feel like this would be similar to stacking the courts, which I'm not a fan of, right? But I don't know, maybe not because it would be elected officials and not appointed officials.
I think we do need, like, massive SCOTUS reform.
Like
We
at a
do,
certain
don't get me
point,
wrong, but that would be different than stacking the good. Like, I don't want to see us like add every administration adds one additional SCOTUS justice,
Oh,
right? Because,
I think
like,
it should be, like, one
we're
for each
constantly in
state.
like a one battle.
at a certain point, we had so many representatives, they didn't have enough seats in the parliament, so they had to seat them on like desk chairs. Like, okay, it's capped right now at 630. It was way more before.
Jesus Christ,
like-
that's more than we have, and you guys are like the size of one of our states.
Yeah, we have a lot of representatives, and before, yeah, it used to be 736. Yeah. So the problem with that is you're gonna have a whole lot of representatives that don't really either get along with each other, even in their own party or their own caucus or whatever, and then you're gonna have basically a whole bunch of just issues with regards to commissions, a bunch of people that just care about their, I suppose, for their district and don't
Well,
actually
yeah.
give a fuck about anything
Well,
else.
to be honest, we need that, though.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
somebody. We need people that actually give a fuck about their district. Right now in Congress, it feels as though it's much more focused not on the it
But
feels
without
as though
filibuster, I guess without filibuster reform, I don't see how uncapping it would matter.
well, you know how I want filibuster reform. I think that
Yeah, like,
just
I
get
just-
that thing
it-
out of here. So stupid.
It wouldn't unless we can fix that. And I think fixing that would solve the problem in terms of we wouldn't need to uncap it if we fixed it. So
But
I
do
don't
you
know.
see
I don't
them
know. I would have
getting- I just the Republicans rely so much on the filibuster that I just don't see them getting rid of it because
Yes,
even
well, I mean, like
during-
right now, I'm enjoying the filibuster. Like,
True. But I don't know.
But-
I think I just don't think it's good for our democracy because the minor parties still like the party that isn't in power should still have a say and shouldn't just be absolutely
Mhm.
outclassed by because the margins are so
It should not
small
be the
right
rule of
now.
the minority, right? It shouldn't be what is it, like the tyranny of the majority or the rule of the
Yeah.
minority. Like there should be a balance there. I haven't thought about the cap thing enough to
So
weigh in
get
heavily.
rid of the damn filibuster. Let these Republicans do their shitty policies. I really do mean that because
Filibuster, just return it to the talking filibuster, where you can't just say on paper, I want to filibuster this. Make people fucking work for it.
yeah,
Make them
I
get up there and
originally thought that's
start
what
to
it
fucking talk.
was. When I first started politics,
Wasn't
I
that
originally
how
thought it
it
was
used to
somebody who
be?
just
That is how it used to be. And then they changed it in the 1970s as a
Oh, they
response to
became
the Civil Rights
lazy.
Act because people wanted to filibuster like the civil rights bills that were going through in the 60s and the
you got
70s.
me,
So they were like, you
Sans.
know what? We want to do this, but we don't want to stand up here and talk for hours. So it's just
You are right, Sans, that I do. The Constance's life is death taxes, and me complaining about the filibuster.
that's why when you do see like the rare one where somebody is actually standing up there talking, that's just like political showmanship. They don't actually have to
Yeah.
be up there talking. Like that's not how
Yeah,
it works anymore.
that fucking blew my mind because I thought you had like, if you were gonna like filibuster, that's kind of what the word means, is to just stand up there and talk for a while. So, I when I first joined politics, I was like, they're upset that some guys just talking.
Okay. No,
But-
I wish they had put that much effort into their shit.
well,
Right? I want to
I'll,
see Ted Cruz up there eating green eggs and ham every time he wants to filibuster something.
dude, I would love that. I
Well,
would
he did
love
that during
Oh, he
was it
did.
Obama's first term or his second term? He was up there for, I don't know, 12 it might have been longer. He was
Wasn't
up there for a long time.
Cory, what is his name?
Green
Cory Booker.
Cory Booker
Cory-
just did it. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, for 24 hours or something like that. That man's
Badass, dude.
crazy.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Insane feat of human endurance right
I
there.
don't even understand how.
It's weird that the first
How
thing
did
he
he have?
does is, like going to the bathroom. Like, how do you not go to the bathroom for 24 hours?
Yeah, I don't personally understand how he did that.
It's fucking crazy.
I have a weak bladder, so like
Just
it's incredible.
wear diapers.
Oh,
Just
good
wear
idea.
diapers.
Like,
I
that's
can-
just like the first thing that
Uh.
pops into my mind. Like, didn't he have to go to the bathroom?
I can
Yeah.
join Trump's admin then maybe. Wearing diapers.
Just like talk whilst you're having lunch as well. Just like talk whilst you're eating.
Right.
Oh my god, like a child, like I don't want to describe it, but I'm sure you get it. Well, I'll be honest.
Do you wanna-
I don't
Oh.
really have a topic for today, guys.
Wait, what do you mean?
I feel like we just had 3 topics. What are you talking about?
Oh, I meant like my topic. Like I don't have a
Oh.
Democrat to praise today. If you guys
You
want to
don't
know a Democrat that I really like, Sharice Williams. She is the representative of, I believe, the 4th district in Kansas. She's an absolute badass. She used to be a Taekwondo black belt,
Oh.
and she does amazing policies for her people. So go check Sharice Williams out. But I guess
like
Jotun is
He-
saying James Tallarico.
I like State Senator Camilleri in Michigan. He's not running for federal office yet. He's only at the state and local level, but he was one of the Michigan senators that took Rudy Giuliani to task after the 2020 bullshit.
oh, that's
So
sick.
Senator Camilleri in Michigan doing good things. Keep an eye on him.
Hell yeah. Well, what I plan to do is give you guys a little presentation when today was a little rushed, but next week I plan to do a little presentation for a Democrat that I choose. Cuz we have a wealth of amazing leaders that nobody really talks about, I feel. That's the difference between like
Because we
MAGA.
don't know how to message.
Well,
This is
should
for
we
Mirutsi. I
move
don't
in?
like him after booze. I don't like him mentioning Jews. I don't like his pale hugs. I don't like the Theodore curse. I believe that was about Mamdani.
Right?
What?
That your attempt at rewriting green eggs and ham?
Hey, I was just
news. I
reading the
don't like
chat here. So now I guess will be the
right?
Cullen section.
I
If
love
anybody,
Sans. Sans is a fantastic person.
oh,
Just
Sans is
so everybody
amazing.
knows, I fucking
He's
love
an
Sans.
Yeah.
amazing,
Sans
yeah,
fan.
great community dude. Really cool
So Collins, I'm gonna, I guess, post an invite link into my
guy. Hey,
chat.
bet.
Well, so
I'll,
who? I don't know who this Casey person is, but you're fucking wrong. The Bill of Rights applies to anyone under
oh
the
yeah,
jurisdiction of
I
the
have
United
no
States
idea.
government, which
It's
is
just
why
Iran.
tourists don't go to jail without due process if they commit crimes while they're here on vacation. They still get, you know, civil rights.
You guys
I don't
know
know what to
about
tell you. You don't
you
like
guys
it?
know
Move.
about my
That's
chat.
not. You're just wrong. I know your chat is fucking crazy, dude.
It's
And I mean,
fucking
like, that's
crazy.
crazy, like all caps crazy.
Oh, dude, it is. I have seen some weird stuff in my chat. Like my favorite one was the dude that was complaining about satanic Luciferians being in their town and
What does he have against my
stalking him.
people?
I was wondering the same thing. Like, come on.
Oh
Right?
yeah, I remember that guy. Oh my god. That was
He was
funny.
crazy.
Right.
But I'm glad. I hope he got the help that he need. We are doing.
I don't think he did. Reading your chat right now, I don't think any of them got the help they need.
No, they don't. Sometimes I'm able to convince them. Sometimes I have been able, like, there have been a few people that come in and they're like, you know what? This guy's not, he's not crazy. And I do have a lot of never Trumpers in my chat. I
That's
don't know
good.
why
I like those
Republicans
guys.
love me.
Yeah,
They do.
at least they have
Principles?
principles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
that is the word.
I believe
Yeah.
the word would begin first, principles.
Exactly. Well, you guys get in if you have
If you-
any
Yeah, hop
questions
into the waiting
or
room. These
Right?
first couple
very-
call-in sections may be a little
Who wants
Yeah,
to fight
non-existent.
you?
But,
so
you know,
until
would-
then, I guess
I have half an hour before I have to leave. So if you want to come and tell me that I'm a domestic terrorist to my face,
yeah,
you're more than
Casey,
welcome.
she's calling you out right now.
If you want to come debate how the Bill of Rights works, Casey, all you have to do is join the Discord.
Oh, dude, that is the scariest thing you could have ever presented to them. I swear. Like you see them typing in my chat, but the moment that I ask them to join my Discord, it's like, oh, why do you want me to join it? You're just gonna be weird. Something
Right?
like that. I don't want to join your
if you have
Discord.
issues,
Are you
with-
scared of me, Casey, because you think I'm a domestic terrorist? Are you scared of
I
me?
think
Good,
they
good.
might be a
Be
little
scared,
afraid.
bitch. Be scared, bitch. You should be.
if you have issues with me potentially voting Trump instead of Hassan in 2028,
Oh, I didn't
Rhetorically.
put the Discord link.
I'm going to rhetorically and metaphorically beat you down.
Absolutely destroy you. My mental
Change
power.
that bit.
shooting lasers from your eyes.
Oh, dude. I think that's Pam Bondi's next evolution. She's gonna start shooting lasers out of her eyes. I don't know why I got that image, but
Fucking crazy retarded. That lady, that twat, fucking
Oh my
crazy
God.
retarded. And
like
you
I
know,
said,
you know she is a malicious actor because you don't get through law school without knowing how stupid some of the shit she says and does is. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious.
I wonder what law school nowadays looks like with all of this bullshit going on behind the scenes.
Oh, breaking news. Ghislaine Maxwell now claims that every time that something illegal was happening at the Epstein party, Donald Trump was actually in the other room reading a Bible, holding Melania's hand. So take that, liberal.
was the Bible upside down or right side up? Because you know,
You can never be too sure with that man.
He can read.
right?
I
He
know.
can't.
I was pretty shocked too. hearing that.
You remember when he made Keir Starmer read the letter from King Charles? He was like, "Here, you read it to me," and like handed the letter King Charles wrote him back to Keir Starmer, like in front of everyone in the Oval Office, because he can't fucking read. People,
I from like
Oh.
videos. Oh, sorry, I was reading a comment. I apologize. Well,
Casey, I'm
Oh,
just saying,
many
Casey,
Americans aren't
Casey,
buying
I'm
Trump's
just saying, you could come
affordability
into the
message,
Discord.
polling
You,
shows.
you could come into the Discord and tell me all the ways you have saved this country and I've ruined it. All you have to do is click a button,
yeah, well, that's difficult for them, you know?
right? You just have to click the link,
Ooh.
Oh no,
Ooh.
confrontation.
Yeah,
right?
confrontation is a little scary. It is funny, these people, they'll come in hot, you know, they'll come in like, you're
Right?
fucking wrong, and then by the end of it, they're fucking agreeing with me, yeah, immigrants are pretty
Yep.
valuable, and
We
Trump
had
is
one
doing
in
it pretty
Yeah, we had one
well.
in Loner Box's chat the other day that was like, I'll take on anybody. ICE is based. ICE is good. And we actually got him to join the Discord and like he entered VC and then he was like, well, I don't really know.
Yeah,
I was
like,
like,
it's like, well, what changed from
Everybody
you going?
Everybody's
right?
acting real tough when they don't have to actually
Well, I didn't know that. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I came in too hot. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
My
Like,
favorite one with the Epstein files, they're like, no, I never really cared about that. You did
right?
it?
You did. You
You
did. When you
did
thought
it,
it was
dog.
Democrats. And when you thought it was the Democrats in the basement of a pizza parlor in Washington, D.C., you guys cared a whole lot then.
Yeah. I really don't get it's just cognitive dissonance, I guess, because like they ran on the Epstein files, like that was something they most definitely ran on. Even if Trump was like, well, I don't know about that, his base was licking at the lips,
It's a
looking
hoax,
for.
by the way.
It is a hoax, yeah. Everything that happened in the
Oh,
Epstein was
obviously,
actually just
Russia, Russia, Russia.
It turns out
right?
that Epstein was just the friends we made along the way, actually, as it turns out.
That's Can we get somebody to clip that Epstein was a friend that guy made along the way?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I only knew him from his barbecues,
Oh,
dude.
Casey, it's not my Discord. You won't be helping me. I will receive zero benefits from you joining
Fuck,
this except
dude.
the entertainment of you trying to have a debate with me about the Bill of Rights. So
I
don't
find it.
let don't
They
let my
will.
benefits stop you from joining. I will get none. I will
Money
only be
is
done with
like the only reason these people can think why someone would disagree with them. It's kind of weird. Like, I've been accused of being paid by George Soros. You think
I'm
George
still waiting for my
Soros is
fucking
paying for
check.
this MS Paint fucking bullshit?
It's been 10 years. Where's my fucking Soros check?
I'm
Like,
waiting for it, dude.
Sorry, I took it and I built the
yes, I know you're
bar.
not debating because you are indeed the bitch. The bitch is the people that we argued with that were refused to come into Discord along the way. I realize that you're not going to come into Discord because you are a coward. You have no principles. You are a futile, I'm guessing, white man in his 40s whose life has not gone the way that you wanted it to go. And now you think that the people to blame for that are immigrants and women and gay people and Muslims and Jewish people and Democrats, when it is only your own retardation. It was you
Oh,
being dumb enough to fall for a fucking con man. And I'm sorry if that truth hurts, but that's what is really at fault here. You were stupid. You made a bad choice.
Stood.
And now instead of having the fucking spine to come in here and stand on the bad choice you made, you just want to run your mouth on the internet. And we get that.
What?
That's fine. But let's not pretend that you're anything other than a little bitch.
Oh shit. George called
Dispel,
out.
dispel. If you have an issue, come on the VC.
No, I'm not talking to Dispel.
Oh, we're not talking to Dispel.
Oh no.
I haven't really interacted much with Dispel.
Dispel can eat a dick.
He said he liked
Oh shit.
my thumbnails.
What's your beef with Dispel?
He knows. I will tell you in private because he said something so insanely insulting to me that it literally took my breath away.
Oh,
So it is
Jeez.
personal, and I will never have a conversation with him, and he will never be back in Loner Cord. Unlike Duckbringer, who I'm willing to show grace and give another.
Well, I didn't even. The only time I ever see Dispel is just in the
I mean,
logs. I
he's in
don't
my
really
chat
interact much.
occasionally, and I mean, I don't know what happened between you and
I will
Dispel. So,
DM you guys in the community streamers channel.
I personally, I think Dispel's fine. He hasn't said anything
I
expensive.
don't even
to
know what
be
he
honest.
believes. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know what that guy
Listen, he's
fucking
he,
is.
to me he's like a troll basically.
Troll in online politics. That's always good. We love those.
But I suppose like he has some principles he stands behind. No. Yeah, I think he does have like some issues obviously with the Democrats. Which hold on, I'm reading something.
I'm telling you
ahead,
guys in
read.
the DM now.
Oh, bet. Now I want to know about this.
Oh, this
this-
spell.
So-
That was not good.
So okay, Sans
Whoa.
it says Sans wrote us a poem. It says, I do not like him after booze. I don't like him mentioning Jews. I don't like his pale pasty hues, especially when he tries to smoosh. He always looks like part man, part ooze. I do not like that hack Ted Cruz.
Well, it looks like nobody is gonna be calling in
Sans,
today.
you should have become a poet instead of
Right?
somebody that's like sampling water from a creek.
Okay, but that's actually pretty fucking sick. I've been thinking about starting my like a separate YouTube channel nobody knows about that I just play rain noises on.
You'll probably make so much money.
Oh yeah, these motherfuckers make bank, dude.
Right?
I put on YouTube, chill, relaxing stream. They got about 100 watchers, and I see a super chat fucking messages that would make like Destiny or Hassan blush, There's just so many. Thank you for
Yeah,
helping
dude.
me
A lot of
sleep.
people suffer from insomnia.
Oh, me too. Yeah, that's why I want to
Yeah.
start the channel. Because I know the struggle of not getting sleep. I almost did it today, but I decided.
Also, what is this? Why is everyone not subscribed to both of you and liking the stream?
Yeah, exactly.
That is a good question. If you guys don't know who Mina is, I'm going to send her channel link real quick. She's an amazing geopolitical streamer. She talks about politics and all of that from a more liberal perspective, much like myself.
And I'm on Twitter. I don't have a stream, but you can follow my Twitter if you're on Twitter. Every now and then I go on like a 24-hour Twitter like rampage.
And I'm not on Twitter.
I'll post.
Probably better for your mental health.
Oh, dude, I know.
The day Charlie Kirk got assassinated, I had been like on Capitol Hill all day because it was like lobby day, and then I came out. So I was already like hyped up. And then I went, it was like 36 hours of just like no sleep and nothing but Twitter. And I honestly thought I was like going to have to check myself into like the mental hospital at the end of it. I was like, I have to stop. Like, this is insane.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the discourse after Charlie Kirk was fucking insane, dude. You had these people being like, "Oh, we're gonna this is a turning
What do I do? I do your dad only. That's what I do. I do your dad.
Yeah. Well,
but,
now that we're talking about doing parents, never mind.
No, and I have had the same position all along. I do not fucking care. I have no empathy for him. I don't have any empathy for his wife. I don't fucking care. I think it's a net positive that he's gone.
Oh, Kirk? Yeah, I mean, I personally don't like what happened just because it chills political speech, and and it really has. You don't see those events anymore.
I just don't care. I just don't care.
Well, he was a good counterweight. But I mean, I think his opinions and views were fucking disgusting. But I would
He is
never.
a disgusting piece of shit on every
Personally, here comes the controversial take.
Oh no, Mina.
Personally, he got what it's just
that's
karma
not
at this
controversial.
point.
That's controversial at all. I agree with that take. You live by the gun,
It's
you die by the
karma.
gun.
Yeah, like
Like, this is the man
he
he literally said, "I am okay with some gun deaths if it means protecting the Second Amendment." So he
Dude,
should be
he
fine with how he
literally commented on trans shooters before dying to somebody that was upset about trans shooters. Dude, like, come on.
Mm,
Like,
I'm
at
not
this
very
point,
upset
it's
about
just
either
like,
for him or
God,
his cunt of a widow.
the only way this could have been more ironic is if it was actually a trans
Trans
shooter.
shooter.
Like,
Yeah, unfortunately, they didn't
actually
quite
Would have
get
been
that.
epic.
They got the
like,
boyfriend of a trans shooter, or you get what I'm saying? Because wasn't there the person they were dating trans?
I think his roommate was
I don't
trans.
know.
Oh, okay. I thought they were dating. My bad.
I don't know. I don't think anybody really knows what's going on. I don't think he was really political at all, but just that whole, trans issue stuff
Oh
with
yeah.
like,
Well, they love the culture war,
yeah.
dude. That's their favorite fucking thing.
Yeah. Well,
It's what they have
at the end of the
most
day, I
talking
don't
points
even
for.
think that Erica Kirk actually gives a fuck that her
I don't
husband
think she
died.
gives a
Dude,
shit
me
either.
neither. She's a fucking
Like the way she like celebrates his death is quite
I
like
don't
at
wanna
that
hear
point.
that whiny, "Well, we don't know how people grieve, blah, 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 blah." We do know how
No.
people grieve, and it's not with merch and
Well,
pyrotechnics.
at
Like,
first I was like, yeah, let's give her some time, but then she just fucking
right?
went out
Like,
there like the Hunger Games dictators and was
when
like,
people show you who they
things have
are, fucking believe
changed.
them. Like, why aren't we believing people when they show us who they are? Like, she's showing us who she is.
Oh, definitely. Well, I don't think she's
Yeah,
gonna
his last words
revitalize.
were
Violence.
including or not including gang violence. That was
That
his
was insane. Yeah, I
like
watching that
dude.
video.
I
Yeah.
knew after seeing that video of him getting shot, I knew he was gone. Like it wasn't
Oh,
confirmed until like
definitely.
later.
Oh
I
yeah.
was like,
Oh, well, you had Tim
this
Pool.
this guy was actually. And then now you have like Candace Owens saying, "It was Israel. It was the Jews. The Jews had it out for her."
No,
It doesn't
Nathan,
help when
celebrating
Tim
someone's death
Pool.
doesn't make you a bad person. And I can prove it doesn't make you a bad person because you would have celebrated Hitler's death. So celebrating someone's death doesn't make you a bad person.
I personally don't celebrate people's death, but I don't think it, people process things in different ways and stuff like that. I'm not a fan of celebrating death just because it's a sad thing. And
It depends on
think
the
some
person.
people-
There is no universe
Yeah.
am I ever going to say that celebrating someone's death is a bad thing because celebrating the death of bad people is not bad. Like, two negatives make a positive. I don't know what to tell you.
yeah,
Like
I
you
guess.
have like, okay, on my list are like Kissinger, Charlie Kirk. You have like people like Trump, I suppose. Like
Like, I have a bottle of champagne chilling for the day that he goes out like Elvis from Natural Causes, fat, sweaty, and on the toilet.
I don't know. I don't know how this man's gonna kick the bucket. I kind of think it's gonna be like a heart related thing. He looks.
Yeah,
his,
no, Nathan, when people don't share my morals, when I think that they are an existential threat to the very existence of the majority of the people on the planet, and that they are amoral, horrible people who are willing to sacrifice my life and my rights and the lives of and the rights of the people I love, when I have that level of moral disagreement with someone, yeah, I'm not going to be sad when the bad people that want me dead and that have been trying to strip my rights for a generation die. Sorry.
All right, I do have to make a point. Boone just demonstrated for all of us what will get you timed out in my chat. So.
Is that the
Yeah.
first one you've found out?
Yeah.
thankfully I haven't had anybody actually.
Oh.
Well, some people were like retarded in my chat, but not like
Well,
Not
the
like
spell is in
me.
your chat.
actively malicious.
Not like me, dude. My chat.
No, dude, guys' chat is like fucking crazy.
I like it though.
Crazy.
It lets me hear like what they're gonna say
Well, it reminds you of how truly and deeply retarded some people can be.
Yeah,
Like,
that is.
ugh,
That
sometimes I get so caught up with like debating lefties and leftism that I forget how like just legally retarded,
they're an
like
easy layup, dude.
the
Magus
right
an
is.
easy
Like just
layup.
permanently profoundly stupid people.
Like I don't get it, but I don't get the MAGA mindset. Like a part of it, this is something I've been saying recently. It's like I feel like MAGA actually hates America, and they just
They do. They
they
love
like
Trump.
hate
They don't give a
all
fuck
of
about
the
America. They
ideas.
love Trump because it's a cult. They only care about Trump. They do not care about America. They don't care about the Constitution. They don't care about law. They don't care about anything except Trump.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
that's true, and maybe that's a good way to section off to the end of the show. I think we've been
Yep.
going on for a long time, and I know Rootsy has to get
Can't
up
believe
out of
Casey's
here.
not gonna, I can't believe Casey's not going to come talk to me. I thought we were going to be
Right? Who would believe
I
that?
think
right. I
I
can't
think
believe
there's like
Casey
one
ran.
other thing. I think maybe we should post like community posts on our YouTube channel and let people ask questions for next time. That would be
Ooh.
I love
nice.
that idea. Yeah.
That would be I think great because then we can, if people are not calling in, we can at least answer some questions about things.
Yeah, for sure.
Other than that, yeah, I actually love this. This
Oh, it's fun.
is great.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is very enjoyable. I like that. Looks like
Maybe
we
next
got
time
Bill.
Kalinda can join us because we
We
love
do.
Yeah.
Kalinda.
Yeah, I would
That would be
love
nice.
Kalinda to join. She is a dope content creator. I do have my mod Bill in the waiting room. You guys want to talk to Bill?
We love Bill. I
do.
stand Bill. Bring Bill in.
I do love Bill. He
Yeah.
is quite an
Hi,
amazing
Bill.
person. What's
Hi,
up,
Bill.
Hello.
Hi, Bill.
What's
Hello.
up? Did you want to
What's
talk
up,
about,
dude?
or did you just want to
Yeah, I
say
want
what's
to
up?
ask you about something.
What's up?
You know, you support the protests in Minnesota, but have you considered that they're illegal?
Oh,
I don't care.
That is
the
a
point
good
of
point.
disobedience. That is the
Oh
point.
no,
of
the
disobedience.
law.
Necessitates breaking the law. I care more about morals than I do the law. Shock! Everybody gasp of terror
Whoa,
heard
hold
around the world.
on. Didn't
Oh
know that's
no.
how you rolled. No, I'm kidding.
I care more about what I think is morally correct than what is currently legal or illegal.
Is this why
And
you couldn't pass as a lawyer?
Right. This is why I'm an analyst and not a lawyer. I'm an analyst.
Amen. Bill reminded me not to call you a lawyer, so
Well, thank you, because I am
got
not one.
you.
I am an analyst.
You're
I'm a
an
legal analyst.
analyst.
We
Did you
do
know you
not
can't-
practice law.
Can't spell analyst without.
Anal. I know.
Yeah, dude.
It's an
Whoa, but
it's an unfortunate job title.
but
Amazing.
just absolutely amazing. Was there anything
Kinda.
else you
Alright.
wanted to talk about, Bill?
Nah, I did,
Alright,
but I forgot. So it's all good.
Hey, take care. It was good seeing
All
you,
right,
bro.
bye.
Hell yeah. That's
All
Bill
right.
Clockwell. He is my amazing mod that
He's also
keeps-
a regular in Nina's chat and Loner's chat and Kalinda's chat, and everybody should love him.
Oh yeah, Bill's super
Yeah.
cool. He's
Mhm.
also
Bill is
very
amazing.
knowledgeable, by the way, in case you guys
I always enjoy when he's in chat. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think
So-
we'll
Everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe, please.
Right.
Like and subscribe. We love you. Mwah. Big kisses. Okay.
Bye,
Mwah.
everyone.
Mwah. Love you all. We'll
Talk to
see
you guys
guys.
later.
I'll
Bye-bye.
see you later. All right, gamers, that does it for the Resist and Rage FM podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I don't really have much on the agenda for the rest of the day. We can engage in a little bit more of news and politics, see what's going on in the world. I really enjoyed that. I hope you guys did too. Here soon I'll have graphics and stuff. I've just been kind of lazy. I had something pop up today or yesterday that needed my full attention. So I just wasn't able to get that up there for you guys. But next time we should have some visuals. I'll do one for Mina too, so she can have some visuals for that. Trump admitted in an interview that he had underage girls working at his personal massage parlor at Mar-a-Lago, and that they would sometimes be hired by Epstein for sex, to be a sex worker. I think Donald Trump has a lot more ties to the Epstein case than people are letting on. The Guardian? This is not The Guardian, my friend. This is AP News. We can check The Guardian if you want. I'm just not really much of a fan of their work. I heard someone talking about this. Many Americans seem to disagree with Donald Trump's handling of the economy right now. Trump was exonerated? I don't think that's true. I'm not allowed to interfere with law enforcement. I mean, I know that. Why are you telling me that, man? You are allowed to civilly disrupt stuff, though. That is something you can do. Justice Department gets bad news on Epstein files, and then we have Representative Jeffries holding a fly-in press conference. My opinion, baseless and worthless, says Robin. Robin, I don't even know what you're having a schizoid episode in my chat. Get a job, my brother in Christ. I do have a job. I'm sorry I have a hobby as well that people get to see. I don't know where it is where people just assume your job is your hobby or your hobby is your job, but you guys don't see a donation link anywhere there. I have one in my channel, but I don't post my link everywhere. I do this because I think politics are super fun and very valuable for us. No, interfering with law enforcement is legitimately a crime. Okay. I don't think I was advocating for anybody to interfere in law enforcement operations, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, and I will continue to have wrong takes. Turkey's power. Don't get in front of the gun. I don't know who are you talking about Alex Preddy? No, that man was murdered, my friend. Anyways, we will... Cole is extremely dumb. It's like, yeah, I agree with that. Let's watch this piece by BTC.
I'm joined by the author of the Epstein Transparency.
God, just look at this man. Whoa-wee. Look at this liberal Chad. See, this is... You take a look at MAGA influencers, then take a look at the liberal influencers, and you tell me which one is chatted out. Jesus, you could crush a watermelon with those biceps.
Act, Ro Khanna. Congressman, thanks for joining me.
I'm speaking in circles. No, I'm not.
Ryan, great to be back.
But hey, Bear, if you disagree with me, join my Discord and come yell at me. Go prove how I'm wrong. Planning to stream. I should be sleeping soon. Probably just for another 30 minutes. I don't really plan on doing too much today.
So we have a big release of the Epstein files, about 3 million documents. Obviously, everyone's going through them right now, and we're going to see more and more from what has been uncovered. But something notable is that the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, has come out and basically said, sure, there were 6 million documents. What you're getting are 3 million documents. And so are you satisfied that it seems like...
Hey, if anybody's hating on the Grim Reaper, we're stoking the fires... You need to direct that criticism towards me, my friend, because I am also a stoker of the fire. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. I mean, I personally think it was a tragedy what happened to Charlie, just because it chills our political speech. So I don't celebrate Charlie's death. Just saw Loner's thumbnail, Hutch watching Vosh. Oh God, yeah. Oh, I didn't realize. I thought somebody was making fun of the reefer for being the reefer. It's usually not pleasant. Well, I try to be more pleasant here. I am a lot more chill than a lot of my other streaming compatriots, which is a detriment to me. But this is just how I am, so.
The DOJ is basically wiping their hands of this thing after giving half of what was ultimately promised.
No, and Massey and I are going to meet Blanche. He said he's open to meeting us. But here's what I want folks to put into context. The 50% that have been released is so disturbing, so concerning about how wealthy and powerful people in this country acted. Imagine what is in the files that they haven't released. I mean, this is a scandal that basically goes to the heart of this country. Rich and powerful people were getting away with going to Epstein's Island, with watching the abuse of underage girls. And so we're going to fight to get everything out, especially given that they're concealing things.
In terms of what we have seen thus far, I think something that was especially striking for me was Elon Musk's involvement in all of this. Can I have any reaction from your vantage on what we saw from Elon Musk, given the fact that the first indication that Trump was even in the files was from Elon himself, only for us now to be able to see that he was negotiating helicopter rides to go back and forth. There was one point on Christmas Day, either in 2013 or 2014, where he was trying to figure out what time he would come the following week on January 2nd or 3rd. And so just your general reaction to the
Liquor Store Dinosaur, I have no ability to change how people react to things, man. I can say I don't do it, and I can say that I don't personally agree with celebrating his death, but that doesn't mean that their opinions are invalid. Charlie Kirk said a lot of racist stuff, man.
the fact that Elon is so prevalent here?
Well, it's totally shocking. I mean, because Musk said release the files, Trump is in it. Well, it turns out Musk is in them. And Musk is saying that when is the party? He's talking about visiting the island. And look, there are so many big tech names. Peter Thiel, Bill Gates, others were in this. And it's like there was some fraternity. If you were a billionaire and successful in America and you were a famous politician, then somehow you were connected to Epstein, and somehow you wanted to go to these parties on Epstein's Island, knowing he was a pedophile. I mean, let's be very clear. This is after he was convicted of pedophilia, knowing that there could be underage girls there. So this is just such a staggering scandal. I mean, imagine the average American thinking that all these people who run the country, business leaders, politicians, are showing up at a pedophile's island, some of them engaging in gratification with underage girls, some of them raping underage girls, some of them trafficking in these women, and some of them just standing around in the parties knowing what's going on.
Gregory, I promise you I'm not a threat to the country. You know what I mean? Like, I would never say all Republicans are just these evil people. But
it is disgusting.
Well, I think something that's almost as disgusting as that is the fact that, far from that being a disqualifying factor, you know, you're being invoked in these Epstein files, is the fact that even now it still seems to be completely acceptable for these people to fill the highest ranks of power. I mean, Warsh, who is Trump's pick to be the new Fed chair, his name was in the Epstein files. Howard Lutnick, his name.
yeah, Lutnick is all over these files, dude. like
same as in the Epstein files. And
actually
so it's
all
not some,
over. It's
not some
kind of
bygone
insane.
thing of a bygone era where we had where we had past tense all of these people at the highest echelons of government who were in some way involved with Jeffrey Epstein. It's still happening. It's right in front of us. I mean, how many people in Trump's administration or Trump's orbit, from Trump himself to Steve Bannon, again, Lutnick, Warsh, there are so many people, even now, who are in the highest echelons of power, who are still hiding some association with Jeffrey Epstein. And so recognizing that gives me very little confidence that these people are actually going to be willing to release what the files actually show, or the full breadth of these files, because it's not just that there's some nebulous blob of people that Trump and his orbit are trying to protect. The Trump orbit is the nebulous blob of people in part.
Grim Reaper, I do want to kind of talk about your statement there, because I think the part of a protest is to sometimes affect the civilians' lives. You know, you have to make it a kind of difficult thing to get to places if you want to protest something. You want to show a hit in that economy. You want to show that these protests are actually doing something. Can we all agree all lives matter? Yeah, that's from 2017, man. That's before my time.
Part that they're trying to protect.
Well, Brian, you nailed it on what survivors tell me and why survivors' lawyers are so concerned. It's not that they need closure for something that happened in the past. It's that they are seeing the people on the island who are part of this network, who may have raped them or trafficked them on their TV sets, being lionized, celebrated, still holding power in American society. And their view is that the entire Epstein class needs to go. But it is why I don't have confidence that there has been a full release. It's why I want to see what this 50% of documents that even Blanche says hasn't been released, what is in them. Why are they more concerned about redactions that protect some of these rich and powerful men than they are actually protecting a victim's identity? It's going to take a new president to actually prosecute some of this.
I can do
the
that,
prosecution.
Man. Hold on. I got you. One moment. Let me edit the description here. There you go. It is in the description as we speak.
Statute of limitations is 5 years, or to release all the files. But we are going to continue to fight to get this done. And the scandal is beyond Trump. It's just the sense that the highest, richest, wealthiest people in our society were getting away with the most heinous thing. And it feeds this narrative in this country that people intuitively sense, which is that the rich and powerful have a rigged game going on, and that ordinary Americans don't have the same sense of justice, and they don't.
Hey, Grim Reaper, I do agree with you with that. Division is our biggest problem right now. I personally see a lot more divisive language coming from the right, rather than the left. You know, you have Donald Trump, who is the divider in chief. He hates Democrats, which I find so insane, because that's half of the country.
Certainly have the same stake of success in this country.
You know, I spoke with Congressman Raskin, and he said that he would be meeting with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche to discuss the prospect of viewing the unredacted files, because we have so many redactions in these files that the DOJ did actually deign to give over. So notwithstanding the 3 million documents that haven't been handed over yet and probably aren't going to be handed over by this DOJ, even the documents that were put forward included a ton of redactions. And so are you going to be involved in any way in that whole effort at the hands of Jamie Raskin to get some answers on what has been redacted thus far?
Absolutely. We will coordinate with Jamie Raskin, but Thomas Massey and I also will be meeting Blanche. And we want to know why some of these redactions took place.
Don't tell
what is in those
anybody I did that.
files. how can we get the maximum information to be released,
Now I
and why
got
some of the
the
302 forms still haven't been released, the survivors
Oopsie.
naming these
Oopsie.
powerful men,
Yeah,
and
that is a
why
YouTube link.
survivors'
That is a
names were
YouTube
not
link.
redacted while these men are still being protected. My North Star is what the survivors and survivors' lawyers say, and they are still very disappointed with the release. They acknowledge that this is the most significant release that has taken place over decades. They, in some sense, didn't even think that we'd get this far. But they think this is a tactic for justice to say, "Look, we gave you quite a lot. Now just leave us alone." And then we don't get the most nuclear information, the things that may prove criminal wrongdoing and that really will disgust Americans.
I want to say two things. One is a question, but before I get to that question, the fact that we have gotten these documents thus far, the 3 million documents, is in large part a testament to the work that you and Thomas Massie have done. So I just want to put that out there for folks who are even surprised at the fact that we've gotten these documents. It would not have happened without the work that you guys have done. So I just want to say thanks, on behalf of myself and everybody watching this right now. But the second point that I want to make is, you and I have spoken in the past about, okay, you have people like Todd Blanche saying that no one's going to be prosecuted as the result of this. And in fact, that's been kind of the line we've heard all along from Dan Bongino and Kash Patel, that apparently there was this whole sex trafficking ring, but nobody that the girls were sex trafficked to. That part is just completely nebulous. There's just Jeffrey Epstein and then a black hole, thousands of girls. I've also asked you about the fact that, why not just have the survivors come out and start naming names? Like, if the DOJ isn't going to do it, if they're going to be so hell-bent on protecting these people, why not go to the primary sources and have them speak out? And you rightfully noted that, for the same reason that the DOJ feels compelled to protect these powerful...
God damn it. I've been having some issues with my mic today. Let me turn it up a couple decibels. Is it better now? I hope it is. I should be a lot more crisp. Though, if you guys are hearing static or anything, I would appreciate knowing that. I am about to end the stream, though, after this.
And wealthy people. The survivors are reticent to name these powerful and wealthy people. And so, is there going to come a point where
am
that
I a little
remains
gay for
a
that
possibility?
Comment? Well, I am half gay. I've been bitten with half of the gay. They got one thing in me, but not two.
Obviously, with whatever protection or backing needs to come with it, that is a stopgap solution in the event the DOJ truly doesn't comply, and we go 3 more years at the hands of Pam Bondi where we just don't get any more documents.
The reality is that these survivors will be sued. It's not theoretical. We know Alan Dershowitz went after Virginia Guthrie with a vengeance and made her life miserable. And Virginia Guthrie today isn't with us. So they know that they would face the wrath of these powerful billionaires. And
would they just be sued because the people who they name would just sue them for defamation, for example?
That's what Alan Dershowitz did. They would just be sued for defamation. They'd be sued for causing pain and suffering, reputational damage. And so,
yes, won't someone look out for the poor innocent perpetrators of these crimes? That's who would be who's dealing with pain and suffering.
I mean, it's shocking, but the scales of justice so far have made it easier for Dershowitz to prevail, and Virginia Guthrie is no longer with us.
Yeah.
And so the reality is we now know that people have been reputationally challenged based on already the release, right? We've seen the files of people asking to go to the Epstein Island, of people talking about wild parties, about people corresponding in banter with Epstein, knowing he's a pedophile. But what we don't have yet is the survivors' basically statements or notes saying, this person trafficked me, this person raped me. That is in the files. And the question is, how do we get that out? Why is it being protected? Yes, I guess we could find other ways of getting this out. The survivors have said they may publish an anonymous list or other things, but there's no reason that we have to go that route. We should just get these files. And the hope is, for all those people saying, oh, this is a hoax, some people are now saying, wow, there were a lot of people involved that I didn't even think. Some people are surprised on our side. They thought it maybe it'd just be Trump and Trump's associates. They didn't think it was that far reaching. And so I think it's just going to build more demand.
The Grim Reaper, there are a lot of, I'm sorry, I just am choosing at random, but there are actually a lot of groups that do that advocacy groups that do what you were saying. The issue is it gets stonewalled by the courts, it gets stonewalled by the Trump administration. And so you do have this, they do have that.
Man, to get a total cleansing in this country, to have this Epstein class go, to get the rest of the files, and to really understand how we had a rotten elite in America.
I'm going to ask you a pretty easy one here, and that is the pushback or the narrative that's being woven on the right is this idea that, you know what, Trump is actually the hero of this story because zero files were released during the Biden era, and now we've got 3 million files released during the Trump era. So what would your reaction to that be?
I don't know if Trump still realized he signed a Democrat's law. I mean, I don't think he understands that it was the Epstein Transparency Act that I wrote, and then Massey did the discharge petition.
It should have
for,
updated.
And he opposed
I
it
pasted
every
the
step
Discord
of the
link
way.
there.
I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene gave up her career in Congress because of Donald Trump.
But if you wanted to
threatening her
call
and,
in, I am about
endorsing
to head out.
someone
so.
who was going to run against her.
Today was just much more about the Rage and Resist podcast, so I wanted to do that for you guys. This is just a little extra.
And so you had him step after step after step try to avoid the release. Then we forced the thing to pass the House. Because he would have lost Republicans. We forced it to go through the Senate 100-0. It wasn't just us. It was, of course, the survivors. And he had to sign it with being pushed into that. And then they tried to not release anything. And you remember December 19th, they had a total fluff release. I mean, it was nothing. It wasn't like this, where at least they released significant. So they've resisted it every step of the way. But, at the end of the day, I don't really care about the credit. What I care about is that the files are released, that the survivors have justice, and that we start to have a truth and reconciliation almost process in this country where people are held accountable who committed these heinous acts of crimes or moral depravity. I mean, my view is if you said you want to go to Epstein's Island knowing that Jeffrey Epstein's a pedophile, even if you didn't rape an underage girl, if you were there knowing that underage girls were being raped, then there's something seriously lacking in your moral judgment and moral core, and you should not have any part.
But remember, Trump was just reading the Bible. He was being an absolute.
I mean, a lot of the emails that we saw, including the ones from Elon Musk, were from the early 2010s. Jeffrey Epstein
He's
had
an
already
undercover
been charged
FBI
in
agent,
2005
guys.
or 2006 with sex trafficking of a minor, and so it was no secret what he was doing or who he was. And so you're exactly right. These people have no excuse to have been even in communication with this guy, recognizing who he is or what he did. Last question here, Congressman. As we've gotten to this point, which again I think is a huge victory in and of itself, I fear that it will just get harder and harder. Because whatever you said it right at the top, what has been released thus far is already bad enough, which suggests that what hasn't been released is exponentially worse. Do you have confidence that in the remainder of the Trump administration we will see the full files released?
It's going to be a fight. I think this is a very deliberate strategy. It shows how weak their hand was. They were getting disciplined or reprimanded by Judge Engelmayer. We were filing lawsuits. They were losing public opinion. So I think they came up with a strategy. Let's give them something substantial, but not give them the worst. So now it's harder for a survivor to go to a court and say, well, they're only releasing 1%. And a judge will say, no, they released 50%, and they've released some pretty terrible things. And we have to say, no, but they're hiding the worst of it. But I do believe that we will prevail on getting more. And the reason is that the courts, Judge Engelmayer and Judge Berman, have been pretty sympathetic to what Massey and I have said, what survivors have said. The public opinion, I think, is going to demand it even more after what's come out. And ultimately, the survivors, who are the real heroes of this, they're saying it's not enough. So we have got to continue to go forward. We've got to recognize this is about something very deep, which is that rich and powerful people in America have been getting away with things at the expense of ordinary Americans. And this is the time to restore faith in democracy by holding the elites, a rotten elite, accountable.
Well, look
Amen.
again.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Ro. But that's going to end it for today's episode. Shout out to Mirutsi. She's on Twitter. You can go find her Twitter somewhere, I'm sure. I don't have it right now with me, but next time we will. Go check out Mina. She covers geopolitics. If you're feeling like, we're focused, if you're feeling like, I really want to know what's going on in the world, and TGDE, he really just talks about what's going on in America, well, go check her out, because she is an absolute amazing streamer. Killer at Stardew Valley. Oh, okay. Here, hold on. I'm going to pin a new message. Maybe. There we go. Go follow Mirutsi. She's pretty dope. Anyways, that is going to wrap it up for me today, guys. That's about all I got to say. Peace. Maybe. Hold on, we got to get the music going. All right. Later, gamers. Oh, we got Loner versus the World? Let's go. Go check out Lonerbox if you guys aren't already subscribed to him. I'm probably about to be in his chat. Later, gamers.